a chance for Sinners to get...
How has he been able to just shift through like that? He's not getting up.
Oh!
He will, maybe another ace on the...
Oh, man!
4 kills, 1 player left.
Oh!
And the ace.
Here comes the Bane with the double kill, and here comes the follow-up, and Jack is wanting to follow up there, and we see the triple kill come out and taking down Poppy, and they are continuing to push this one. You are going to want to get out of there. You don't want to be down to that one, but there comes the Quadra. Are we going to see the Penta?
Red Bull gives you wings.
You ready? Huh? Hey, boy, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hello and welcome to the ESL SEC, the Southeast Europe Championship. This is ClickTech versus Toxic, the lower bracket final, and we'll get going very soon with this. Just waiting for everybody to join the server. So bear with us and enjoy some players randomly shooting each other for no apparent reason, or maybe they're warming up. Well, it looks like we've got all the players on the server. We're just about ready to go with ClickCheck versus Toxic. I'm Extremes. You're watching the ESL Southeast Europe Championship. You're not watching ESL Cologne for some reason. I don't know why, but I hope you do enjoy the broadcast. And are you enjoying yourself, Mr. Prophecy?
Yeah, it should be a good couple of games today. Toxic versus ClickTech, and then whoever wins here gets the honor of probably losing to a Nexus squad that has been utterly dominant in the last few weeks.
This is true. We'll have to see how things shape up here. Do let us know, guys, if you can hear everything okay. We are using a slightly different audio solution to what we usually use, so please do let us know if there's any issues. I can see there are some issues with the new UI, though.
Yeah, that's always been an whenever Valve changes things, it does mess around with a couple of other things.
There we go. It does seem to have sorted itself out, so thankfully it sorted itself out. Also, thankfully my voice is back after casting so much last week when we were doing the semi-finals. I had almost no voice, so I needed to be carried by Mr. Penguin.
Yeah, well, carried by Penguin is something not many can say, but at the moment, looks like ClickTech have they won the night. It seemed like they did.
Yeah, so Train is the pick of ClickTech, right?
Yes, it was the pick of ClickTech.
I had to think about that, actually, because I've got ESL 1 Cologne map vetoes going through my mind right now. Of course, another ESL competition, you may have heard of it. It's not that big, but it's certainly on the larger side. In the meantime, this is a fairly big one too. ClickTech versus Toxic here. And CT side for ClickTech on Train. That's where you want to be, right?
Definitely where you want to be. CT side obviously heavily favored on Train. Toxic will be needing to make things happen fairly soon as well. You don't want to be giving up too many rounds, allowing the CTs to build that massive bank, which they are so desperate for.
Still fairly passive at this point. Floor just blatting away there with his USP. Some of those bullets landing downrange, not really doing a ton of damage. Poison's taken a slight little bit, but very passive out of Toxic so far.
Not really trying to make anything happen. Now they do push through the IV area and very soon removed from the game. 3 players going the way of Juan Flatru, who started it off perfectly here on the CT side. Gets a little bit of assistance as well. And Toxic, well, 1 player left in a 1 versus 5. I don't know about you, Extremes, but that seems a bit unreasonable to win.
Yeah, his name isn't Simple.
Could Simple even win a 1 versus 5 on Train? I don't know. I think that would be beyond even him.
Be really difficult, but there's a nice start for Poison. I don't know if he's going to get much more, and he isn't going to get much more. Corey decides, nah, he's had enough of this, and he was one of the powerful players, we've got to say, throughout the season for ClickTech.
Yeah, and especially encouraging for any supporters of ClickTech to see both him and Flatru starting the game off in pretty dominant fashion. 3 kills for Juan Flatru, 2 for Corey, and at the moment, ClickTech starting it off just about as well as they could have hoped for.
Here comes the Scout, and Rafty already taking a bit of damage there. He's a very good player for Toxic. He's a very good player that's nearly very dead there as well.
Yeah, that package is a bit of an explosive one. I would not have enjoyed that, and neither will Poison, almost taking a bullet to the brain. As ClickTech doing all the work in the early stages here. Lots of early damage, which is perfect for them. They do need to make certain the T's don't try to take any more chances here. Also, Scout now coming out.
Well, it's difficult watching 2 games at once because, of course, Astralis vs Navi is also on. So just keeping an eye on that. And looks like Navi are up on 14-12 there. Meanwhile, against the Force Buy here, ClickTech doing okay, but they are giving up a little bit, but not too much. As long as they keep 3 players alive, they'll feel okay. And it is a 3v2 at this moment. 3v1, in fact. Blink shouldn't be able to do too much aside from that single kill. They now know where he is. So anything more with the HP he's got would be quite the bonus.
Yeah, he does have quite a bit of time to work with as well, 40 seconds, so you can certainly try and make something happen here. Duty is trying to get aggressive and make something happen.
Trying to do his duty.
Yeah, lame. 2 CTs have split up, so if one of them does go down, could be a bit of a problem, but it's not going to be. Duty cleans things up fairly simply there on Blink. ClickTech with a rather tension-filled 2-0. Let's be fair. Second round, not as clean as it should have been.
Definitely not the level of cleanliness one would have thought of if we're talking in terms of keeping your players alive. ClickTech maybe getting a little bit too racy there, but too into the brawl. And that did lose them a lot of players and actually put them in a fairly difficult situation because at one point it was a 4v2.
Yeah. We'll be looking to make something more happen in GameZilla. He certainly got it in hand, grabs himself quick 3 frags. Obviously, is just eco frags, nothing truly important, but Toxic will be a little bit disappointed that they went down so quickly here. Well, 1 versus 5. Duplicate, can he make anything happen? Has looked good at points in the season. Will certainly need to look a little bit better than he has thus far.
Yeah, he has also had some really difficult games. I recall one where he went an entire first half without getting a kill. And yeah, I didn't talk him up there, did I? He just got clotheslined.
That he did. So 0 for 3 on the scoreboard and 0 for 3 for his team as well. There's ClickTech starting things off pretty damn well. Nothing spectacular as yet, and this is going to be the all-critical round. Tees do now have that full buy up, and this is where they can start doing some severe damage to ClickTech. They don't have money to ClickTech, so we'll be aiming to keep as many players alive in a victory here as they possibly can.
On the angle, that was some nice work from Corey. He receives a bullet in response, but is to his leg as opposed to his chest, so he's left on 5 HP, but he does get poisoned. And that is a great start there for ClickTech. So they're continuing to keep control here in the beginning of the buy round. Flattery also getting a lot of information there towards Ivy.
Yeah, at the moment he's fairly aggressively pushed up. Toxic has decided not really to contest there, and they will lose floor or ClickTech, but they're running directly into Corey. He's still low HP, he's got to be very, very careful as he keeps doing the damage now, and they're going to keep peeking him. He's going to take easy shots here. All of a sudden, it's a 1 versus 4. Blink the only remaining player. There are 2 players low, but I mean, the AWP doesn't really care about that, and he's being flanked, so...
Timing nearly undoing him, but Blink will go down in the end. I was actually a bit more worried there about the player towards Electric Box. He looked like he might have just pulled out his nade at the wrong moment.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to be doing when faced with an AWP. So, at this point, ClickTech 4-0 up, and Toxic will be unable to do much of anything. They're going to get a couple of upgraded pistols and some armor here, but really much more of the same. Death should be expected here. Maybe they can get a couple of kills, scavenge a weapon, and then they can make something happen. But right now, Toxic looking a bit shaky in these early stages.
Well, meanwhile, we can just give you an update on Astralis versus Navi. It's 13 to 14, and Astralis 1 behind here, and they've taken a tactical pause as well, just considering their options after winning that last round. And this is a throwaway round here anyway, so not really too much to talk about. So, Astralis versus Navi. Is Astralis going to catch them here, Prof?
Possibly, who knows? Floor Zero certainly going to catch Poison's head and send it through the goalpost as ClickTech get themselves that 5th round. And yeah, full buy will now be coming out for the terrorists. They obviously do have more than enough money to get whatever their heart so desires. They do have actually a double AWP on T-side train, Poison and Blink. That is brave.
That is brave. That's trying to do a G2, and it didn't work for them, did it? And it didn't work in this situation either. Corey with a nice opening. Double AWP on CT is very conventional. Double AWP on T-side is often nuts.
Yeah, very, very nuts. Sort of the last throw of the dice, and Poison usually pinned to the wall there.
Gamezilla on the angle. He's got some backup as well. I like that setup towards Ivy there. That does give them quite a bit of versatility to work with. And nice pre-fire there. Doesn't do as much damage as he would have hoped, though.
Yeah, knows his angles.
What? How did he hit him there? Hits him in the head through the wall. What an aim adjustment there from Corey. Corey just ruling matters at the moment with that AWP, and he wants more. He's hungry. He wants more kills, and he's going to get it. In fact, Corey...
Yeah, 10 on the board and make that 11 as Corey eventually is brought down, but it's not going to matter. Toxic getting absolutely ruined by the primary AWPer of ClickTech here. 3 kills in the round, but my lord, is it spectacular shooting right now.
Indeed, so of course what this map is, or this match is all about, is to get into that final versus Nexus, the €2,500 prize up for grabs as well. And of course there's a prize up for grabs for yourselves as well. If you type ! giveaway in chat, you could win one of 5 €100 vouchers. If you enter the Gleam giveaway, it'll tell you how to do it and how to get fake followers on Twitter as well. No, it won't. Meanwhile, he doesn't need anything fake. He's got a real gun. It's a CZ, and he runs him over. They've got some bomb site control. Sava, if he gets in a good position, yeah, he will be able to get in a good position. That's some good utility usage in there, decimating them on this force buy.
Yeah, the change up in speed here from Toxic, fantastic. Really catching ClickTech off. Slow build up has not worked out, and like a turn of pace is going to get them their first round. 6-1 ClickTech over Toxic right now, but Toxic, that is a perfect antidote to their current ills.
Yeah, 6-1. That's definitely needed at that stage in the game. Of course, for a map like this, you do want to find yourself 5 or 6 on that T side. So still well within hand. It just didn't look likely that they'd get around it until that point.
Yeah, and once again they're going to run the gauntlet and somehow survive it this time. Raftu takes a bit of damage there. But at this stage, QuickTech's still well favored.
Playing faster here though, and oh, that nade is a big nade in sandwich, and Salva follows it up with 2 really good kills. Pinpoint accuracy, duplicate jumping in as well. 2v3 situation now. One Flattery, one of the stronger players on this ClickTech side, but he's going to need Duty to help him out here. And still no bomb plant yet. The bomb is quite far back.
Yeah, I don't know if ClickTech is aware of that, but if they did, they wouldn't be that aggressive. One Flattery just taking a chance and being punished for that big Toxic. I still have tons of time, so it's not really that dangerous, but this delay is actually causing ClickTech all sorts of bother. They weren't aware of the fact the bomb wasn't not even close. Obviously can't be, but it seemed to have worked out in Toxic's favor. ClickTech just completely caught out.
Yeah, also talking about caught outs, Astralis versus Navi. Navi have actually closed it out 16-13, so unexpected result there, but that was their map pick. Didn't think they'd win Overpass though, really. I really did not. I thought this was a 2-0 for Astralis, but us analysts can get it wrong occasionally.
Yeah. Got to help that. At the moment, ClickTech starting to get a bit into a brawl here. Corey and Floor. Sorry, Floor is actually the one doing all the damage here. It's 2 versus 3 for Poison, as ClickTech getting as aggressive as possible. They obviously are underpowered in the weaponry. The headshot is going to go there with Duty, but Sava now pushes in 1 versus 2, and it's a 1 versus 2 versus none, sorry. And all of a sudden, ClickTech take back the round. Toxic, who has been making life expensive, they do still have money to buy. It's not going to be great on everybody. Poison, of course, will be getting a weapon drop. Some short utility on Raftu. The rest of them actually looking pretty healthy.
Nothing too fancy happening at the moment. A lot slower out of Toxic than we've seen previously. It just seemed like because they had success with that first round playing fast, they played fast again. It worked the second time, but the third time they got wrecked. Yeah,
ClickTech doing a very good job there, just dropping a couple of pieces of utility to try and slow Toxic down, just stagger the pushes and take the individual fights, which is really what you want to be doing against the speed of Toxic in that situation. You don't want to be taking 5 fights at once. Make it 1 versus 1 as best you can. As ClickTech's Blink. Is he going to win that fight? No, he's taking a bit of damage, but he'll fall back now. Catches a nade. But still, 76 HP is not the end of the world.
Yeah, he's not going to be too bothered about that. The drop. How did Floor not hear him, though? Made a ton of noise there. There's a shadow being spotted there by Corey. And he's going to call out to his teammate. That's some good communication there. Gamezilla gets up there and dispatches of him. Oop, I just almost expected to hit him, and he did actually hit him through the wall again.
Did he? Indeed, sorry, Salva keeps pushing in through here. Corey, though, able to do a 90-degree turn and gets the kill. He's going to land another one, duplicate, going down. The third player is Poison. He's already low from a shot from Corey. Doesn't want any more business from that orb. And right now, Poison's doing whatever he can. He's going to try and rotate around the Ivy area. It's taken some time, so ClickTech might start banking on the fact that he might have gone B. You can actually see the split has come through. Corey might get caught out here entirely. Does his aim... Well, Poison's aim is true. Corey's isn't. And 10 seconds, he has to get the bomb down. Now this will allow Flattery to get up close if he wants to push. Poison, though, the 1v1 AWP, probably the best idea here considering his HP, but in general, you would favor Juan Flattery.
Uh-oh. There we go. Poison rounds it out. He had no business winning that considering his HP, but gets the triple kill, in fact, in Toxic, relying on some individual performances here to find their rounds.
Yeah, ClickTech, though, are going to be utterly broken on the money there, and that's going to really help Toxic out now. They'll be able to probably get up to, at the very least, 5 rounds unless something horrible happens here. Corey, the only one with anything other than a pistol. He's got himself an MP9, so really not expecting much damage, and certainly will not be able to deal the damage at range as he has been. And Toxic, once again, they know that Force Buy should be out, so they'll make a fast play towards the B side, which is, of course, slightly difficult to control with those pistols.
Only the MP9 to work with their Floor, swatting a player down, but he shouldn't be around for much longer. They figured out his position, and that'll be that in the round, really. One Flattery can get a couple kills here, maybe. He'd have to get extremely lucky, and he's not going to be more lucky than the single kill. So there's Toxic with another round here. ClickTech still firmly in control, but now starting to get dangerous. When you get towards 5 or 6 on T side, allowing them any more than that would be quite a failing from the CTs.
Yeah, 5 is probably the that safe zone. 6 is the absolute limit. So ClickTech really does need to make certain they don't throw away a good half at the end here. Toxic starting to look pretty good. They do have the AWP out on Poison now. He hasn't been super effective with the AWP. It's been mostly the speed and power of the AK that's won him the round. Link does decide to take a fight with a couple of guys on top of the train. Is it going to work out? He does, in fact, call in assistance. That's going to be Raf too. But they're actually losing players. 2 have gone down. Raf Floor gets another one in range for a 5-7. Poison and Duplicate now the main remaining to make something happen. Duplicate's going to get one. All of a sudden now, it leaves it all on Poison. He's dropped the AK. Sorry, dropped the hook for the AK, and he's just been dropped by Corey. Somehow, ClickTech wins a round. I have no idea what the hell happened there. Just
madness. Madness. That was just bedlam. They really failed each other. They're not watching each other's backs at all, and no real crossfire established outside. They were taking one-up duels, and the contrast there was ClickTech were playing crossfires really well. They only had a single upgraded pistol. That is just insane.
I don't know.
157. The rest would be P2000s and USPs.
It's just ridiculous. Toxic will be very weak using that. However, is the perfect way to start things off.
Oh!
Yeah, he sort of had to take the fight. He had no business hanging around there, but couldn't make his way back towards B. So Toxic does now have control of the site. The 4 players alive versus the 3 of ClickTech. Positioning is good for Toxic, and ClickTech taking a while on this retake. They do have a kit. They're going to need a kill soon if they want to make anything happen here. At the moment, it's very, very static as they push only one player up close. Link is going to get duty, and I'd almost say start saving right now as Corey's the last remaining player, and now there are none. ClickTech lose a 5th. This is getting very, very messy here in the back end of this half.
Extremely messy, yeah. There's one player who's messing up the opposition, however, and that's Corey, 22 and 8 at the moment. So he's doing a great job, but he needs a bit more backup from his teammates, you'd almost feel there. And look at his money as well. He's managed to buy an AWP with armor. Oh, no armor, in fact. He's gone for a kit and a smoke. That's a strange one indeed, but there we go. Going to be looking to ring out here with some damage. Duty also the only other upgraded weapon here. And are we going to see another strange round here where... What? Oh, come on. Corey and Duty just jumping in with kills there. And now Duplicate the last man alive. This isn't making any sense, is it?
It makes absolutely no sense. An AWP and an M4 somehow count for 4 kills on the round, and those are the only 2 weapons that ClickTech had. Duplicate, he's got it all to do. A lot of the players are certainly killable. They don't really have the weaponry to fight him or the HP. Duplicate at this point, he really needs to make something happen. He's just waiting. He's still got tons of time, but he's got no control of that bomb. ClickTech, they will make the decision to look for him. Floor is going to look for him, find him, and then die. There's Duplicates trying to fight a range. That's actually huge damage done to both those players. Juan Flatru takes a huge amount, but does send a rather large caliber bullet the way of Duplicate's face.
A 3.57 Magnum in the skull is never good, of course, so that's going to put him down after all. 9-5 here, and that's probably the minimum that ClickTech would have wanted, but considering the start to the half they had, it could have been so much better. So for Toxic, I think they've done some sterling work to get back into it, but both sides have left rounds on the board here.
That they have. Still though, this kind of scoreline you'd favor ClickTech to at least get a bit more done. And that's the perfect way to start things off. Dual kills there as Juan Flatru looks at one player, looks away, and then turns back to get the kill anyway. Duplicate again, the last remaining player, and yet again unable to do enough to win his team the round. ClickTech 10-5. That'll actually be... I think both teams will be a little bit disappointed in Toxic because they'll know they could have gotten more ClickTech because they will have realized they've given up a couple of rounds to Toxic there that the Toxic team probably had no business winning. So it's not the end of the world. I think Toxic did well enough given how they started, but at this point it does favor ClickTech going into the T side. 25
on Corey, and I gotta say, I feel like I've got to clean my glasses when I'm looking at this new tab menu because it's blurry, man. I don't like it.
It does look a little bit odd, I'm not going to lie. Still, it is a fancy new UI. We can't complain.
I want to complain.
Valve doesn't always give us toys. We can't be nasty about that.
Double drop, down drop, they go, and oh, they're going to get wrecked by Raftu. I think it is tab stuck here, guys.
Could possibly be. Either way.
Oh.
We're going to swap away from the game for half a second, try and sort something out.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have control over the production elements at all. And that's not us. We just talk. So let's hope that they can fix whatever the issue is there. Of course, Panorama is new, so maybe it broke.
Could very well be. Who knows?
Well, that was quite a crucial round for things to die, wasn't it?
Yeah. T pistol, second pistol. See what's happening.
Well, there we go. We're back. So it looks like what? How did ClickTech get that after losing 3 kills?
Toxic one.
You're right. You're right.
10 to 5 extremes learn to count.
Ah, jeez. So 10 to 6 it is. Counting is hard, and so is winning pistol rounds.
Yeah, it certainly is. Raf2 now is not going to be able to land the shot onto Corey. That's a dangerous player to allow out into the Olaf area. He can do quite a bit. Mollied off though, and Duty and Fun Factory combined for the kill on Duplicate there, but the kills are coming thick and fast. As ClickTech all of a sudden down to 1 remaining player. That is Fun Flatru, and right now,
Ooh, yeah, got wrecked. That was some proper wreckage there, but of course facing weaker players anyway, so Toxic aren't going to be too jubilant yet. The full buy is still yet to come in here for ClickTech, so ClickTech will just have a single deagle there on 1 Flatru to work with, and it's probably a bit too much of an investment looking at it, really. You don't want to be under 2,000.
definitely not. I mean, especially Corey, he'd ideally be the one picking the top. He's not going to have anything there. Juan Flatru also takes an enormous amount of damage to start in the early stages of the round, and the stage, don't expect much, but you'd hope for a little bit more. I mean, it was to be said that Raf2, he's been a little bit more quiet about it than Corey, but he's certainly been racking up the kills there. 26 at last count.
Oh, catch.
As, yeah, Law does indeed catch it. Juan Flatru is going to be able to get the bomb down. That might be the saving grace in this round. So the expenses probably do count if you can get 1 more kill. No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that was the ballsiest plant I've ever seen in that sort of situation, to try to just get the bomb down. That's all you can do. Still goes for the open plant. Still got the heart of a champion. He wants to win anyway.
Yeah, he
His
did
heart
have a
is
Glock though.
Sort of splattered all over the floor though.
Yeah, I mean, you can have the heart of a champion in the body of a small child, and that won't help you at all, will it?
This is true. This is very true. 8 to 10 here. Getting a little bit closer, but we will see the first buy round coming in here for ClickTech. So they're all on AKs. On Toxic side, they've still hung on to their MP9 on Sava. Interesting to see Sava not on the AWP, actually, because you'd have typically found him on the AWP during the regular season, so...
Yeah, Poison, I think, was the stand-in originally, and he's now... I don't know if he's seemingly been upgraded to the full position, but he is actually a pretty dominant AWPer when I watched him last week, and Duplicate, well, he's dominating floor.
Out goes the flash. Floor already down, and got the inkling somebody's behind that smoke. Raftu is doing some fantastic work here on the CT side. How did he land that headshot? 1 Flatru with a reply now, but in a 2v4 and low HP on 1. You don't think that they could really do too much, but you can never say never in CSGO, of course. See if they can do something.
Yeah, they'll be doing their best as Duty making quite a bit of noise here. Sava is spotted and eliminated now. So ClickTech at this stage have the smallest chances, and it's all going to rely on Juan Flatru. How much work can he get done?
Oh, no.
The timing. Timing is going to save him there, and just like that, Duty gets 1, but it's all onto Juan Flatru, and that's not the play you want in the situation. He's only got 12 HP. He's going to have to hit an absolutely dirty shot and won't even get the chance. Raftu, that cruel man, kills him and picks up 26. Something's wrong with frags.
I think the frags are broken.
It must be, because Raftu had 25 frags, got 3 kills in the round, is now 26.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, does it? We'll have to see it. At least it's good to see that Raftu is getting some frags, because he did look fantastic in the regular season and struggled a little bit more in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, that he did. Toxic. Again, we'll be dealing with a ClickTech side that is taking a little bit of time to get up. No fast plays from them as yet. Certainly no execute either. Teams have been fairly light on the execute playstyle. So at the moment, ClickTech are trying to do whatever they can here, and it looks like it's going to be the good old B rush. How they're going to get through? They're going to get 1 player through, but he's duly eliminated by Sava. Bomb should come through as the molly lands a little bit too late, but it will burn him off the position, and grenade now will fly in. Nothing that Toxic really needs to do except just flush the players out, hold angles, and then get kills, and that's something that's going to be GameZilla's forte. He picks up another one. That'll actually be Raftu Right now, Tech trying to make something happen. That's the one way to do it. GameZilla goes down once again. Blink trying to take fights as Corey gets killed.
Oh, Floor peeked into that and he probably didn't need to. Corey shouldn't be able to do much here. Surely he's being held down with a suppressing fire and he'll be suppressed by those bullets hitting him in the chest. So down he goes, 10-all. So we're all tied up here and CT side seems to be reigning supreme. Both T sides rather lacking.
Yeah, just, I mean, this is what we did see during the season. There was quite a bit of, well, some very powerful looking T sides and some rather absent CT sides. As at the moment, it looks as though Toxic trying to buck the trend here. ClickTech did look actually pretty solid on their CT side as well.
Looks like the scoreboard is at least fixed. Raf2 no longer showing 26 kills, showing 14, which I think is definitely more in line with what we saw in that first half. So, not too crazy. Sorry if you can hear me typing away. Cherry MX Reds. Sorry.
Yeah, just the loudest keys in the world for someone that doesn't need keys that loud. But so who knows? At the stage, Toxic has opened similarly to ClickTech, but this is where the game started getting messy.
Yeah, the admin's just saying, yeah, they think it is some panorama issues there with the... Because of course it is still very, very new, so we do apologize if occasionally the scores are showing incorrectly on the players.
Do you have to opt into Panorama though?
You don't, but well, it's a new toy. Why wouldn't we want to play with it?
If the toy is broken, then that's not very useful, is it?
It's very cool in game though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's very cool. If you guys haven't tried Panorama yet, and you are the 3 people who are not using it yet, or can't use it because it doesn't work on your computer in the odd occasion, if you go to your launch options and you type in -panorama, that will enable it so you can try it out in CS, and it's really cool. You can also play aimbots while queuing for matchmaking, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, something that we've had for quite a while, and with certain other third-party programs. At the moment, though, it's ClickTech versus Toxic, all square 10-all, 10 apiece. Poison, though, he'll be looking for more pieces. Is he going to get one? Looks like a fairly aggressive stance here. Poison backed up by Sava at close range on the ramp. That could come back to bite him if ClickTech is able to get around that corner fast enough.
Very timid though from ClickTech. They haven't pushed up very far at all, and they've given up a lot of map control to Toxic. So Toxic won't be forced to use much more than the utility they've already used. With one Flatru forcing a headshot out there, but he will get traded by Poison. As you said, Poison, a very competent AWPer, and that has certainly helped proceedings. Meanwhile, in a little bit of disarray now, ClickTech.
Yeah, more than just a little bit. They got 3 versus 4 T-side of train. This is not an easy one. They're going to hope and pray that Corey can make something happen, and that's the best way for him to start off, get the shot there onto Blink. Now, Floor and GameZilla, they've got the AK, so they'll have speed on their side. Corey is the hammer at this point. Can he make something work? They've spotted another player, and Raf2 can't afford to get too aggressive. He's just getting doubled up. He's going to get the one kill, though. Somehow, just nobody working together. They will actually lose 2 of the last remaining players, and it's all up to Corey now. Does have that AWP, which has served him so well. But Poison and Duplicate, this is looking pretty rough, as they're actually going to back out. Not quite certain where he's disappeared to, so we'll take the gamble. 1 player on each side, and fairly passive as well. Corey will be able to retrieve the bomb right now. And he's actually going to run directly towards the B side into Poison's waiting arms. Who's going to land the shot? Should be Poison.
Yep, it is Poison indeed. Duly delivers 11 to 10. Now Toxic take the lead for the first time in the game.
Yeah, it's a wonderful statistic for them. As 6 in a row. ClickTech really now starting to need to make something happen.
Scoreboard's broken.
Yeah, clearly.
I think the numbers that are showing next to Toxic are supposed to be on the left next to ClickTech, actually. But
yeah,
Corey's definitely on 29, not Raf2.
Yeah, that would make a bit more sense.
Meanwhile, we got Astralis versus Navi that's just gotten underway on Nuke and pistol round going. Astralis is way really well at the moment, so if you're an Astralis fan, as we are, unashamedly biased.
I mean, if they win, this will be 3 straight pistol rounds. It didn't really help them much on Overpass, but cool. Best way to start things off, and Toxic going to be sending packages the way of ClickTech. Doesn't actually do much damage, which is a little bit disappointing. But at this stage, Toxic will be looking to make something happen here as Juan Flatru. He's going to be going up against that AWP, smoking things out just to prevent the deep angle of that AWP. And Sava knows his angles, and he's going to grab himself Duty's head as well. Around the angle here, this could be something working out for Floor. He's going to push aggressively. That's going to work out. Does he get the 2 places? He's going to get a missed shot from Poison, but not able to make it count as Blink is on hand to save things. And now Poison is going to work, and it is indeed deadly. Not very slow either. Blink will be the last remaining player there for the ClickTech side.
Yeah, well, there we go. Some more wait, push tab. There we go. That's correct.
Yeah, Corey doing a simple right now, 29-15. Team busy losing the game.
Yep, that's never a good feeling. I know all about that. We were playing CS last night.
That wasn't a solo carry, let's be real though.
No, that's true though. There was a friend or two helping out. ClickTech need their friends to help each other out. Yeah, Corey continuing his tear here, but he needs somebody else to come to the party, and so far nobody getting there. Poison with the reply. Poison just knocking him over. Corey gets another. This man is a one-man army at the moment, but unfortunately one man isn't going to make the difference here. Toxic will move up to 13 unless Duty can do something crazy on 28 HP, and I'm calling it already, he's not gonna.
No. Doesn't look like he's got the capability of doing it. His lower HP Deagle, not really the best weapon. He's going to keep dancing backwards and forwards here, giving Poison as many opportunities to shoot him as possible. And making a ton of noise as well, so he has been spotted and will eventually be brought down by Salva, who's pushed aggressively from B. Yeah, as you can see, Corey currently dropping 31 frags. And some assistance from GameZilla, but the rest of the team is very, very far behind. So the one-man army might be a powerful thing, but I don't think one man can beat an army. And at this point, Toxic certainly does feel like a much more cohesive unit than ClickTech does.
Well, there's a couple of nice early kills. Duty and Corey jumping in. Duty with a second. In fact, they've taken a ton of damage, but it's not going to matter. They're still alive. And unless Savla and Duplicate can do something crazy, this should be a round finally going the way of ClickTech here. Bomb plant coming in as well.
Yeah, I think really for Toxic to do in this stage, they could probably try and do some damage to ClickTech. Certainly the money for the terrorists is not looking fantastic at the moment. Duplicate though is going to make a meal of it, but a meal it is, does get it in the end. Juan Flatru goes down. That will indicate to Duplicate that it is probably time to back off. Sava is nearby, so maybe they go buddy up. See what they can do is Corey is on the hunt. You can start playing the Jaws music as Duplicate is almost certainly going to be losing his HP. Yeah, and Corey just did spot. What the hell was that, Corey?
What? Man is an absolute god right now, and he's almost the only reason they're in this position.
Certainly does feel like a 33 frags at the moment as Toxic eventually does go down. Toxic's money's still looking pretty healthy outside of RAF2. The rest of them can get a full buy going here, and Toxic will get the weapon dropped. So it's certainly still favored towards Toxic in this stage. ClickTech will be aching to get something done sooner rather than later at this point, though.
Yeah, I'm typing love letters to the admins here, guys. So I do apologize if you're hearing the keyboard. In the meantime, there's Raptor, and he gets the double kill. In fact, they're dropping one by one. Corey will trade it out, but that's not quite good enough there. They really should have gone for the double drop or used some kind of utility to get in there. So now ClickTech, after winning a round, are in a difficult situation, and GameZilla getting a ton of information here as well. So they should have this on lockdown. Corey, the last man alive in a 1v3. They know exactly where he is. He's still hitting all the shots in the world. This man is just insane. Can he go that insane that he gets all of this? He's seen the next player, and you would have backed him to hit that, but Poison, he's on form with the AWP as well.
Yeah, and the duel with the AWP is at the moment. Poison actually is topping the scoreboard for his own team, 20 kills, but Corey, he is doing one hell of a carry job at the moment. 36 and 17. He is really feeling like Kenny S in this game. It's just,
they're losing.
It's just nothing they can do.
Did you see those stats on Kenny S yesterday after losing that second map, 16-1? He's still the top fragger in the series.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane, as is Corey in this map. He's actually swapped now. The AK-47 certainly looked good on the rifle. Is he going to work it on the scope as well? Duty, though, he's chimed in finally as he's going to grab himself 3 frags, catches another player, almost gets the kill there. But it does look like around 2 click tech now. So Toxic doesn't actually have a lot of money here, so this might be save territory. Unless they can get a kill in the next 3 or 4 seconds, I'd almost say immediately just back it out and make certain that you save.
Well, that is that Gamezilla there with the last 2 kills, and you did say Toxic needed a save, but they didn't seem to agree.
No, they didn't. That's an interesting one. And we got yet another pause. I wonder what this one is. Tech issue or tactical? I'm going on tech.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything overly tactical they can do at this stage. Meanwhile, score update here. Astralis versus Navi. It is 3-0, and it's going to be 4-0. Simple's still alive in a 1v3. The bomb isn't down yet. But you got to think on a map like Nuke where there's so much space available for those T's to go as the bomb goes down now. Simple probably going to have to back out and save the orb, eh?
Yeah, he doesn't really have money to get anything further though, so saving the AWP is almost certainly the best idea there, especially in the hands of what's his nickname? Sasha, I think they call him.
Yes, Sasha.
Yeah,
Needs a better nickname though, eh? The Destroyer of Worlds, something like that. I think that might work.
His real name is Alexander.
So yeah,
So-
Sasha is the shortening of Alexander. Alexander, I think that's how they say it. But
Either way, that is I mean, if you want a hardcore name, Alexander's not a bad place to start.
you could just go with the Great.
No, I would not go that way.
He is pretty great though. The admins are just trying to fix the UI scaling issue as well. So hopefully, nope, it hasn't fixed it. Sorry, that's why we were away there looking at the giveaway. And of course, if you do want to enter the giveaway, feel absolutely welcome to do so. Meanwhile, Corey is welcome to get as many kills as he likes, but it doesn't seem to be helping his team win.
No, definitely not helping his team win at all. As yeah,
Floor 0 though on 10. He's one of the guys who looked really good throughout the regular season in the playoffs. He's well, there's a bed and he's taking a dump in it at the moment.
yeah, he really is making a bit of a mess of his stats for the season. Juan Flatcher also here, not really. I mean, he had a fantastic CT pistol, but since then it's not looked that great, to be honest. 15 and 21, so he's died a lot, not gotten many frags, and unfortunately, that is the issue here. A lot of the team haven't really worked out well. There's not a lot of team play on the side of ClickTech. It really does feel like just a bunch of good fraggers. And I mean, that is the nature of the beast when you have a European mixed team.
Yeah, that's always going to be the case, unfortunately, for them. It looks like the freeze time has been cancelled, so whatever tech issue we had has been resolved. The computer's been hit with a sledgehammer and then thrown out the window, rock and roll style. Let's hope.
Yeah, well, it's called percussive maintenance, I believe is the correct term.
Percussive maintenance, I like that. Well,
If it doesn't work the first time, hit it harder.
well, we're talking about hitting things harder and not working the first time. ClickTech's site takes haven't always worked out so well. They are in their advantage in this particular round since they've got the weaponry to deal with the opposition, shall we say. They are about to receive some unwanted guests. Poison there opening up nicely. Floor adding 3 kills there to his stats, so that's going to help him a little bit, but still in a little bit of danger here. If Blink gets this kill, things could still be a little bit worrisome. And Poison with a nice aim adjustment. He'll get a free rifle, but now with the low HP, he's getting around it on it. I don't think he's going to live through this.
No, he's got low HP, doesn't have armor either. So, I mean, unless he hits instant bullets. Oh, I was going to say instant headshots, but he receives them, not gives them.
Yeah, well, the question here as well is why would they potentially hunt down those kills? Because T's didn't really have that much money themselves.
That is an interesting one. I don't know. This ClickTech team does seem overly aggressive at points, to their own detriment in many cases, and that really is. It's going to come back to bite them here at some point. Toxic. Oh.
Ref2, how did he make that adjustment? He didn't take any damage either. I thought one flasher had him dead to rights. So it looks like a breach coming here. Gamezilla was going to throw the flash, but they've decided to go for the softly approach instead.
Yeah, don't really know if it's going to work. As you can see, 2 players already parked themselves on the B side. Both of them holding ramp as well. One of them will be the AWP at the connector area there. So ClickTech, well, we said they're going to be running gauntlets, and that would not be an enjoyable one to attempt. This is not Gladiators. This is life or death.
It is tournament life or death as well. There is another map to come, maybe two, depending on how ClickTech's pick goes. But still in this situation, ClickTech very close here to getting back into it. But Saba wants none of it. He's going to get 2, in fact. That's a really good result there from that side entry. Now, 2v5 as the bomb goes down. Saba looking for more kills, in fact. There's Blink also jumping in. You think Saba's going to get the triple kill, and he does, in fact. Will get the defuse as well. And that is map point there for Toxic.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier, Extremes, but ClickTech, that aggression costing them their money has come back to bite, and they will have absolutely nothing to work with in the next round. Maybe a couple of AKs at best, certainly not an AWP, and that is a real worry for any fans of the European mix, because right now, ClickTech, they got to pull out some magic, or otherwise this map is going to Toxic after a fantastic comeback on the CT side.
Yeah, they've looked really untroubled on the CT side. Corey with the glass cannon as well. I didn't even think he'd be able to afford that, but it is there, and it's probably going to be on him to crack things open. Yeah, the problem is he doesn't have armor to deal with these things. Corey already dropped low. There's a kill for one flat true. So that's a good opening at least. And they've got to now look to just slow it down and not get too overzealous here, because they are teetering on the brink, and especially with Corey on 34 HP, even though they're down one player. If they lose him, I think they got trouble.
Yeah, I do really think they have quite a bit of trouble if that happens. At the moment, though, Toxic looking fairly light on utility for a minute 15. They're just expending utility for no real reason. Well, Floor's going down for no real reason, as he's actually going to get wrecked. Corey, not aware of the second angle that's not being protected. Duty will trade it out, but the big hit is gone. They're going to need to find a secondary one right now, as at this stage, Poison knows where this player is. He's just dancing to either side. But somehow they've actually snuck a player into the B side. They might actually be able to get a plant here. Duty's really just making a distraction play. Sava is eventually going to catch him, and that'll be that. But Toxic at this point don't have anybody on the B side. Juan Flattery is able to hold off the rotations. This could be the game-changing play here. As ClickTech, they haven't really had much. And you can see Toxic checking all the angles here. Sava will almost certainly not check behind him as he walks out here. Juan Flattery does get the one kill, but a little bit too early. Not good on the trigger discipline there. Poison is able to get the kill. Poison and Blink certainly within range of the Deagle. Gamezilla's got it all to do here, though. A 1 versus 2. Once again, that very, very ballsy plant has come through.
Yeah, that seems to be his signature. He's holding the bomb down. Oh, decides to come off as he got the audio cues of Gamezilla coming down the ramp, and that will be that on the first map here, folks. It is... Whoa, actually, no. What? What? No! Oh, my word. I thought he had a kit, but he didn't. And... that is a rather embarrassing failure there. Unfortunately, he needed his teammate to cover him. Yeah. I was convinced he had a kit.
I just want to point out that he had like 3k cash
and didn't buy a kit.
Didn't buy a kit.
Oh my word! So that rather unraveled spectacularly thanks to the bomb plant in the round when their ClickTech will be back on money, but they are still hurting on the utility. But now it's even the possibility of overtime potentially. Poison on the AWP. They're doing this fast. Raftu there with a nice opening as well. Poison jumping in too. Raftu getting a kill as well in duplicate. Poison rounds it out, and faster than I can say the things or actually be descriptive in any way. Everything is dead. It's 16-14. Toxic do take it. But man, did they make hard work of it.
That was incredibly hard work there from the Toxic side. Is just giving away an easy round there at the end. Eventually just being able to turn things around.
Well, that's us. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Stick around, folks. Meanwhile, go watch Astralis busy dominating Navi.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Get your team apparel now at shop.play.esl.com. www.eslgaming.com.
All of a sudden, Mark position was known, but they'd expect him to maybe move, and he's stuck around here, so maybe he can catch somebody off, but that he could maybe get something done here. Smells blood in the water and is going to add to it. Reap some blood of his own. There's the 2-0 for the CTs. Or it could just be the information. That's probably the information. But information doesn't really matter when the kills are coming in. Orzik with a double kill. Cusco also destroying them with the deagle. He got 2. Orzik got 2. And the math said that's all over. So, no, maybe you probably need a flash as well to get out there. So even with the smoke, they're still going to need to get some kills. And actually, they don't wait for it. So running in straight away. Cementa, he should have some freebies here on his hands. Making hard work of it, but he gets 2 nonetheless. And he might be on for a 3rd. In fact, he will be.
Sometime?
Sometimes got plenty of time. He's got all the time in the world with a double kill. He's got them running down on him as well, and he's just destroying them. Sometime he might have won the round for his team, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it does appear as if we are back and ready to go. This is ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. I'm Extremes, and with me is Prophecy, and we are on Map 2. Toxic took the first map, not easily, it was 16-14, but it looked like they had it under control in that second half. ClickTech need to hit back and hit back fast.
Yeah, Mirage is also not really the map you want to be starting on the T side to do that, though. ClickTech's T side on train looked, I wouldn't say abysmal, but certainly not good. Toxic at this point, they're starting things off pretty damn well here. So we're getting the first kill, but immediately traded out. Toxic on a pretty long rotate here, so ClickTech can find themselves some good afterplant positions, get the bomb down, and make life very difficult for the Bulgarians.
Boost coming in from Duplicate, and he does a nice bit of damage there as well. Is going to leave GameZilla feeling a little bit worse for wear. But on the entry there, Duplicate getting a kill, in fact, and there's still a low player here as well, but Corey and One Flattery jumping in with kills. Also Poison Duplicate, though, somehow turning it around. Corey, the hero of the previous map that they didn't win, is the one who's alive here, and he's now against a player with 8 HP, and he's going to win it out. Corey with a fantastic round there, triple kill. He ended, I think, on what, 38 kills on the previous map?
Yeah, 38 I think was the final scoreline. At the very least 36 or above. So, I mean, you can see the level of carry here to achieve just to lose 16-14 in regulation. So, Corey starting things off as he ended the last map, and at this stage, Toxic will be praying to whatever gods they worship that he doesn't get going here. Throwing in another B push. It's also pretty quick. Minute 30, and they're going to be again running through here. Poison was pretty good AWPing, showing that he's got some skills on the scout as well. Gets a kill. Blink, though, pushed him off, and unfortunately, it does feel like the weaponry now is accounting for players. Toxic, fairly easy cleanup there. ClickTech does take quite a bit of damage, but nothing is able to be finished.
Well, it does look like the UI is at least fixed, so that's perfectly fine. And looking at the score there between Astralis and Navi, it is Simple winning out a 1v2 clutch there and getting himself around, but it's only 10-3. What? He got 4 kills.
He got 4 kills on the round to win that round for Navi. I'll show you the level of carry that he has to achieve, and Corey, well, he had to put up a staggering level of carry himself. ClickTech again with just some very basic rushes onto the sites. He's going to catch a nade thrown from his own team there. ClickTech do have the bomb down, and they're going to just get aggressive, fighting through the connectors here. Toxic can't even see the players that are doing all the damage, but it is costing them big though. Poison getting 2 quick kills. He's going to get a third. He does indeed. Doesn't actually have any armor though, but he's got a lot of assistance. Nothing that can be said for Floor, who's going to need to work pretty effectively here. Do they know where he is? As soon as he gets the first kill, he's going to give away his position. The bomb defuse is going through. As Floor pushes in, gets aggressive. He's trying to take something. Is the bomb plant?
He stayed on it that entire time and he didn't kill him. That was just nuts. There's the defuse that comes in. And Floor, well, he tried. Not enough.
I mean, he killed the guy in smoke. That's why I thought, like, what the hell's going on here? They're actually trying to restart the defuse, but they just held it down. He didn't expect 2 players in the smoke. 1 goes down. That's not the bomb planter. Gotta feel sorry for him there, but at the end of the day, Toxic won't, and they'll grab themselves their first round on the CT side.
Oh, decent start for Toxic in the fact that they won that round when it was against expectations. So their first full buy here will actually be a little nicer than it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, Toxic won that with, what, on a full, it was a complete save. I think they only started with USPs and P2Ks.
Yeah.
So, ClickTech, again, just throwing away rounds that they probably shouldn't be. That was consequence, well, not a consequence, an aspect of the CT side, giving away some rounds you probably didn't expect to give away to Toxic, and that ended up biting them bad when Toxic just never seemed to give away those easy rounds, except for the one right at the death.
Yeah. So off we go in the first proper buy round of this map. This map is the choice of ClickTech, is it not? Is it Toxic?
It might be Toxic.
Oh, it is Toxic. You're right. So actually, one ClickTech's pick early on there, and some mid control coming out here for One Flattery from ClickTech. Relatively passive overall. They're going to eventually bring those players out of lowers to try to find some control here towards connector and window. Toxic are being fairly passive here. They haven't taken any fights early on, so probably looking to hang on to their weaponry and not take any big risks just yet.
Yeah, I've been happy to give ClickTech the control of mid as well, and that will allow ClickTech a very quick set of hits on either bomb site. And as you can see, A appears to be the target of the Europeans, and at this point, Toxic, they're aware of it. Can they handle it? They certainly can if Poison's going to be hitting shots like that. Hits the first one, repositions, does know that there's a player coming out of Palace, takes him down. He's going to try to take a rather crazy flick. It's not going to work out, but he does have Raftu in hand, and Raftu's going to take 2.
3, in fact.
Yeah.
Raftu, that was some great work out of him, and he really started to come alive in that second half of the previous map, and they're going to need him here backing Poison up, because for them, they don't have one player who can carry like Corey. They need good performances out of their players in general, and Raftu throughout the season's probably been the best of them.
He certainly has looked. I mean, Poison coming in for the playoffs has also looked absolutely magnificent, but they need to do a little bit more than he's shown just now. And this stage, ClickTech, they'll be giving up third round here. Can't really do a whole lot of anything. Don't even have armor. As Poison takes a bit of chip damage there from the pistol at range, but not that scary.
Oh.
That's brave. That's certainly something to try, Corey. Spamming through the wood with a pistol.
Not always the way you want to go. Definitely not the way you want to be planted when you're getting shot there with an AK-47. Sava gets 2, so that's good enough for him to get things going. Raftu and Duplicate rounding it out as well. Not a single kill going the way of ClickTech, but of course they didn't have much to work with in the first place.
No, they did not. Toxic, they will be happy. They keep their money looking very, very healthy. They'll be able to buy even if they do lose this round. And starting to run up a side is definitely what you're going to be needing here on CT's ClickTech. Buying all of their money. They've got absolutely nothing back in the bank, so will be nothing less than victory required here if they hope to do damage. And Floor's just going to run straight out, and nobody's watched the Palace area. That's going to cost Raftu his life game. Zilla following up now. Getting the bomb down with those nades, dear lord, insane amounts of damage. As Poison able to get 2 frags through the connector area. Floor flashed all to hell and gone, not able to complete from frag them. That'll allow Toxic push in through the connector. They know where Floor is. So down low. He's going to catch another nade, but keeps moving.
And the CT's now hurting a little bit through the smoke. Blink, he knows his angle pretty well there. Or he's just lucky. I think he's probably luckier than anything else. At this point, it's probably on Blink to find this. His Poison will go down, in fact. And oh, now Blink taking a lot of damage, and he will go down, in fact. So that will be the round to ClickTech. But it looked pretty much in the balance there after those 2 kills from Poison.
That it did, and this is going to be a critical round now. Neither Toxic or ClickTech looking great in terms of the money. So Toxic, they'll be able to buy into this round as should be expected. This is a little bit low on a couple of the players for utility. For Toxic, though, they got the double Hawps out now. Poison has no utility behind it, so he's going to need to make absolutely certain he does not get caught. He's going to take a very, very aggressive position, and he's going to catch Game Zilla watching. Nothing that can be done there. And Sava now showing up big time as well. Toxic, 2 quick frags. And the spray is going to be coming through here soon from Blink, we hope. And no, it's actually going to be Juan Flatru who usually delivers 2 quick frags.
Yeah, Blink should have had him there. And that's a bit of an unfortunate sight relinquished there from Toxic. It really felt like Cat Flare might have had things under control. But now on this retake, I don't think Poison's going to be ready for this. And he will not be. In fact, there's double kill for Juan Flatru. He's on a quad kill right now, so could be looking on for the ace if he can find out where Raftu is, but I think Raftu's going to particularly want to offer himself up.
Yeah, an incredible, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, super important round there is ClickTech will almost certainly be getting close to 6 rounds off of this right now, as Toxic will be forced to save unless they try to buy around the M4. I would not recommend that. It's really not going to be their money, and with Raftu going down, that means that they will almost certainly be saving, as they carry nothing into this round but their underpants.
And the sidearms that they were born with, if that's what the kids are calling it these days.
I mean, really just an extended slingshot, a rather dangerous looking version of it.
They've upgraded to some P250s there, so maybe we did see them win a rather unlikely round in I think it was the 3rd, where they had nothing but a P250. So you never know, got a bit of better weaponry here, but these players are moving in towards B. And up close it could be dangerous, but they're dealing with them really well. Only the single trade from Blink, and he's not going to be around for much longer either. Raftu, the last man left alive, and he's not able to do much in the way of damage. Everybody tagged a little bit aside from Corey, but nobody did, and that is not helping the cause. What is helping the cause, however, of ClickTech is to take that round 5-3.
Yeah, 5-3. Lots of money in the bank. And the speed has really been an aspect of their game since the beginning of this map, actually. They've not really been good at trying to delay things. It's really just been crazy levels of speed trying to make something happen. Yeah, Toxic, though. And this stage, very passive hold in mid. ClickTech have made a concerted effort to keep pushing through there as Corey at this point. This is ballsy, and that's even more ballsy as GameZilla is going to pick up another 2, and that's basically the round. Shut down. Toxic completely broken out of the A site, and there's nothing they can do at this point. ClickTech well in control.
I think for Toxic, it's probably better to hang on to the weaponry if they can, but I don't think they're going to necessarily be allowed to get away, and they're not. Suffer will go down, and they lose everything there. As soon as those 2 players went down on A, they needed to call a save then and there.
Yeah, they absolutely needed to do that. So ClickTech get themselves a 6th. And as I mentioned earlier, with the state of Toxic's economy right now, they'll be picking up 2 rounds every time they break Toxic. So Toxic back on the save. Back in the doldrums. They're going to try the nade stack. That'll at best have 1 player. That's actually Corey going down. But ClickTech have gambled correctly and gone towards the B side.
Well, the only player with armor is the one who picked up the free weapon there, so... Bomb goes down, and as does Duplicate. Opportunity for GameZilla to do more, but he gets 2, so that's enough.
Yeah, Poison's recovered the orb, so I don't think they can keep that alive. I don't think Toxic is going to be too sad about the loss of this round. That's actually a good shot. Really should try and make something happen here, and the aggression might cost them. They don't have any business winning this round, and they cannot afford to give up kills. Poison, get yourself to safety. You get the kill, don't go for it. No time either, so he will run for the hills. 3 kills though on the round, along with the orb recovered. Toxic will be happy with that, but ClickTech continue to pile up the rounds on the T side of this map.
Yeah, did some nice damage at least, but the money still for ClickTech will be just fine. They've got 13,000 on duty, so it hurt them a little bit, but not really enough that it's going to impact them so much right now. And full buy will come in for Toxic, and of course thanks to that saved AWP as well, they're able to bring out double AWPs. So, well, they would have been able to anyway, I think, but nonetheless, the double AWPs did work fairly well earlier on. So let's see if Blink & Co can do something to stop the momentum from ClickTech, because ClickTech so far on Toxic's map pick are looking a lot better than Toxic are.
That they are. ClickTech has all but run away with this map. The double AWPs, probably the last roll of the dice here from Toxic if they can make that happen and execute this time. So ClickTech playing a little bit slower than they have before, but it is still a fairly early execute to come through with. And Toxic throwing out the mollies, getting aggressive behind them, trying to get early information here. ClickTech though has given them none.
Yeah, not interested at all. So Toxic in a situation where they absolutely must win this round. If they lose this, of course, that's the half loss, but on a map like Mirage as well, you don't necessarily want to give them the ace. Duplicate on the angle, though, times it perfectly as the smoke lands. So that's the early opening going towards Toxic, and they haven't had luck for some time. Meanwhile, oh, Blink, he's zoomed in with the AWP and somehow doesn't get the kill. Duty, in fact, takes a second peek at it and gets it nonetheless. And he'll get another one, in fact, before the bomb plant. So things unraveling here a little bit. Duplicate and Co, they need to do some work now on this retake. It's a tough situation for them. They don't have any utility.
Yeah, and not going to be an easy bomb site to get into, and certainly it makes life a lot more difficult when you're losing one of the 2 remaining players. There's Duplicate goes down. Poison getting some damage dealt. At this stage, it's all Raftu. He's trying to fight his way out of the kitchen area, and that's going to take quite a while. And with that, might very well be better for Poison. Well, okay, I was going to say save, but Duty just aced.
Wow, so there's the ace for the player from ClickTech, and that will be the half win for them. So they're looking pretty good here, but Toxic definitely looking lackluster after what we saw on their previous map. CT side was their strength on Train, even though it wasn't their map pick. Here, you'd assume that they'd be a little bit better draw than Mirage, but it's not happening.
No, it isn't. ClickTech just repeatedly able to get into sites, get 2 quick frags, and Toxic then just really throwing with their lives away. They keep trying to make 3 versus 5s happen, push into areas that they can't really get control of, and ClickTech's just feasting on them. So, I mean, if Toxic had been a little bit more circumspect with how they bought and certainly how they played economically in terms of keeping players alive and saving and all the rest, I think they could probably have a round or 2 more, but at this stage, I'm very confused.
Molly's his own team. But things are just falling apart here for Toxic. They're getting wrecked. And, well, that should be that for this round, unless Duplicate's got something to say about it. And he seems to have a little bit to say about it. Raftu gets erased as well, and Duplicate now spotted out of that smoke. Somehow still getting the kill, but on 7 HP. Just can't see it happening, man.
No, I can't. The problem is the positions that ClickTech hold mean that Toxic is basically exposed from multiple angles. They can't really do a whole lot of anything. They also have 1 player on very, very low HP. Sava will get a free kill there onto floor, but ClickTech at this stage, confused. Why have the 2 T's split up?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like the greatest of ideas, does it?
No. I mean, if GameZilla goes down here, Beauty's not really in any kind of position to make anything happen.
Yeah, not at all. So they've now realized they're on the wrong bomb site entirely, so it looks like they're just going to give up on this one. But still, it looks like a master stroke, but it could have gone very, very wrong, as you said.
Yeah, especially with, I think it was GameZilla, who was, sorry, not GameZilla, it was Sava actually hanging around at the B bomb site, and he moved right as GameZilla decided to walk onto the side. So, bit of luck. Yeah. Make your own luck, but ClickTech do seem to be getting the rub of the green.
Indeed they do. 9-3. ClickTech making it look easy so far on the T side, and unless Toxic have got something overwhelming for their T side, I think we might be looking at a 3rd map at this rate.
Yeah, at this stage, it does feel like map 3 is going to be on the cards. And Toxic, I mean, they were able to save the double. I'm pretty certain they saved the double orbs at the end of the last round, did they not? Either way.
That's strange. There's still 1 AWP on the field. That's Poison. Has taken a bit of damage. Meanwhile, pushing out here the ramp are the ClickTech team. They're taking a fair bit of damage, but they're giving as good as they get. The problem for them, of course, is that they're dropping. So 3 left alive here, and whoa, Blink, what are you doing? He just sprayed down your own teammate.
And spray down the AWP as well. He's going to have to pick up the AWP and make use of it now. But ClickTech does have to control something of the sort of the bomb site, and actually they don't. Sava's not being watched as he pushes through the CT area, and just like that, they'll pick up the kills. It's an expensive round, but Toxic does make it work. 4-9, they'll need the last 2 to give themselves any real hope on the T side.
Absolutely will, and I thought that moment there where Blink managed to pick up his AWP Poison, that might have been it in the round, but they still came through with some good work. Sava with the double spray down as well, so that helped them get back into it. But they can't afford any more mistakes like that.
No, they cannot. ClickTech right now will be going back to that default. It didn't work so well for them the last time. Taking a little bit too long to get into the site. Toxic able to get the early frags, and then make it work again on the Bulgarian side here. Everything's set up. Raftu, he's going to get himself a kill. Does indeed complete it. Very, very well.
Ooh, that was a fast shot there from Poison. Double peeks it, and that will be that. It does feel like Toxic have got a grip on this round, but they have conspired to lose the rounds with worse advantages.
Yeah, Corey does actually take the does actually get hit by the 2nd shot as he comes out of Palace area. Blink controls CT though. Going backwards and forwards, and things have turned around slightly. Sava still hanging around on the B side for some reason, not quite certain why, but we'll be moving in now as Blink is starting to take damage. All favored to the CT side right now. ClickTech doesn't have the bomb down, and with that,
what on earth was that plant?
Yeah, I don't think maybe they suspect Sava coming through CT as well. They weren't certain of the players.
The bomb will go down now. 2v1 situation. And he's been spotted as well. Sava knows where he is, and the fire will force him into the corner. Blink forces him down with that M4. And there's another round for Toxic, but it nearly went very south there. They were in a 5v3 at one point, and it got down into a 2v2. So Toxic still looking messy here.
Yeah, very, very messy. You definitely would not want them in your house. They'd probably ruin everything in a single night. So ClickTech at the stage at 9-6 at worst. I mean, if I'm ClickTech, I take that. If you come to me and offer me 9-6 on the T side of Mirage before the map starts, I'm probably taking that.
Yeah, you'd feel pretty good about that. So I think for ClickTech it's okay, but they'll also be lamenting what could have been here, because it could have been so much better or so much worse if you're Toxic. For Toxic, the fact that they could potentially get towards 6, it didn't even look possible a few rounds ago. So I think they'll be fairly happy with that. It just depends on what they've got in store for us on their T side. And out ramp they go. It is an A execute, a lot faster at 1 minute 25. Raftu, the man who has to get the early kills, and he does. Poison also the kill as well before the trade from Floor. Things are looking good here for Toxic so far. ClickTech need to pull it back somehow, and Toxic also. Ooh, there's Poison turning around and taking down Corey. The late lurk there not working out at all, and now 2v4, 2v1 in fact. Floor 0, he'd have to ace, and he's not going to be able to. Poison gets him, and finally the AWP having a good round there, and what a good round it was, a quad kill.
Yeah, quad kill with some really sexy looking shots there from Poison as Toxic do pick up the G-Max score at the end of the half, but it's still a very, very long route back. 9-6 as you start the CT side. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not, well, that's actually very good, as you said. We'll be going into this particular half. This is the ESL Southeast Europe Championship. And right now, the lower bracket final to determine who's going to make it to the actual final. I think the UI has decided to break again. Panorama not playing along with us, so they'll just be trying to fix that. Meanwhile, I think we got a result there on that previous game.
Yeah, looks like the Swans could absolutely thump Navi, and ClickTech looking like they're going to thump Toxic here as a string of kills comes out. All of
What?
Okay, I'm very confused. Duplicate the last remaining player. Can he make anything happen? It's a 2 versus 1. He's got multiple angles to cover. Can't cover any of them. Corey picks up another 2k, and ClickTech pick up a 10th.
Jeez, that was a strange passage of kills there, because it did look like it was a 4v2 at one point and got back to 2v2 from the Toxic players. And almost went out of control again for ClickTech, but ClickTech were able to pull it back. So 10-6. And overall, if you look at the scores there on the players on Toxic, not looking so good. ClickTech, however, do have a few players that are doing pretty well.
Yeah, Poison, I think, top fragging on the entire map with 20 kills, so he's really come alive here. But they'll need more out of him, especially on this T side. They're actually going to go with a hero buy here. Got himself that AK, so he's going to be needing to do a lot more damage. Interesting that they gave him the AK, though, considering that he is actually the primary AWP. I think maybe I would have been a little bit happy to see...
Maybe Raftu?
Possibly Raftu. Maybe Salva as well. They both look good at times. Either way, they're going to bank on the highest scoring player. Maybe he's just dialed in a little bit more than the rest.
Oh, Poison's going to go down instantly, so not going to work in their favor at all. And they're getting stalled here on ramp. Being pushed back and not being allowed any space whatsoever to work with. They might not even get a kill here.
Certainly doesn't look to be the case, and it won't be the case at all. One Flatru grabs himself 3 kills on the round. ClickTech, well, they got themselves an 11th. Toxic, no, they will be with the poor man buy.
Very much the poor man buy. Not able to buy a single thing here, so will be the full savior. And actually, as I say, they're not be able to buy the single thing. They actually spend too much money. Again, players there in the 1600 range, which is not ideal going into your buy round. You want to have at least 4,000 usually.
Yeah, especially for your AWPer. I mean, they were all sitting at 2k before they bought, so I don't really know what the logic behind this buy is.
Hoping for the best, I guess, would be probably the best way one could put it. And the boost into window not working out at all in their favor. Oh, there's Flink with a nice little bit of work with the P250. And Duplicate also doing some work as well, but surely now Gamezilla should have things in hand, and he does in fact. So double the score now on ClickTech of Toxic, and Toxic's fast running out of rounds here and running out of game.
Yeah, they're going to need to start putting up rounds very, very soon. This will be their first buy of the half, but at this stage, they haven't really gotten much done at all. ClickTech's look very, very good in the rounds that they have won, not really dropping many players, and it can't be really said of Toxic.
Yeah, they've really not looked as good on their own map pick as they did on Train. So Toxic are leading the series, but it is looking almost odds on that we might be going to a third map if Toxic aren't able to make something work here on the T side. We said fast running out of rounds. Not running out of bullets there, Savi. In fact, he gets 2. That's some fantastic work from him before Corey trades him out. This is a great advantage. These players are all low as well. And right when it's needed, it looks like Toxic will have the round in hand.
That they do. Corey is already running to save. They're going to just leave Duty here. And I think I'd keep Duty alive. He does have an AK and 4K in bank, so no need to unnecessarily lose HP. This stage, Toxic. Well, first round on the CT, on the T side, and what a round to get. 4 players alive. That'll certainly help out the bank account.
Yeah, that'll bolster things for them. They're going to at least be alive for a little bit longer. If they lose the next round, they'll still potentially be able to buy with keeping this number of players alive. So we may see some kind of engagement in those B apps if the Toxic players do particularly want to try to take those guns away. And I think Judy and Co will hang on to that, so that's okay. 7-12 now. Toxic still within a shot, but still a long way away from equalizing matters here.
Yeah, very, very long way away. Toxic, once again, obviously, 5 AK buys, not really all that keen on giving Poison the aggressive wall. They swapped up Orphanot Gamezilla.
Ooh, Corey on the angle there. Raf2 is just gone.
Shot, yeah.
Will they realize these players are in the smoke close by? Floor 0 jumping in with the kill as well. Things are going from bad to worse here for Toxic.
Yeah, and ClickTech, well, find a little bit of hope, and then they slam that door completely shut as Toxic down to 1 player.
Well, it does look very much like map 3's on the cards here, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Certainly does. Toxic have not been able to figure out this map either on the CT side or the T side, as Poison really just putting a bit of shine onto the end of the map here, as he's going to get himself out the door, but not through another frag. Law picks him up, 13-7, and Toxic money not quite in the bin, but I mean, if you went to the bank with that kind of money, they'd probably tell you they will not be able to help you out buying a house.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to sign surety for that at all. So, as we go on here, 13-7, ClickTech in a prime position to close this out. And for Toxic, they're going to be relying on a mix of deagles and AKs to hopefully do something about it. And it just seems like on their own map pick, they just don't seem to have any idea how to play this map.
Is it their map pick, though? Are we 100% certain about that?
Pretty sure it was.
Well, we'd have to check, but either way, yeah, I mean, it must be said that ClickTech seems a lot more comfortable on Toxic's map pick than Toxic has appeared to be. UT holding a rather nasty bang, getting 1 frag, he's going to get 2 frags, completely blind there, fantastic spray, and spray control as well. Gamezilla, though, the next man, hold the line. He's not going to hold anything, though, as Poison just busts straight down there with another frag. He's looking good on this round with that AK. Toxic with a chance, and just like that, Floor changes things. That goes down, and all of a sudden, it's a 1 versus 2. Trades being thrown backwards and forwards. Clory now attempts to make the impossible possible with this AK. He certainly looked capable of it. A little bit quiet, and just as I say that, Poison goes down. Duplicate now has a whole world of work to do. He's actually going to hit through the wall there. Does some huge damage to Corey, who's swapped out to that AK. Time is running out. Duplicate seems to be feeling it a little bit more than the CT player.
Corey hitting some impossible shots there. That's going to be a very short engagement here. They're going to back into each other potentially. And what? Not even seeing each other, in fact. But there's Corey. He turns around in time. That is ClickTech managing to collect this round as well, thanks to some heroics out of their AWP. He gets the double kill. And that is now, again, double the score of Toxic. They're so close to map point. And actually, I think we did get the map picks the wrong round. This is ClickTech's map pick.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
That makes a lot more sense, yes. I'm 100% sure that the on-screen map veto was incorrect.
I think the only solution to this conundrum is that we're insane.
Yeah, we're insane. That's fine. I can deal with that. So I'm okay with knowing this. Toxic, however, have not looked insane on this map at all. They've looked anything but. They've looked quite ordinary. And with this buy, it's not the kind of buy that's necessarily going to win you rounds, but you never know. Maybe it'll catch them off. Duplicate doing some work, but he will get traded off immediately. And the firing squad on hand here to do some big damage.
Yeah, ClickTech actually gambled on the right side as well. All 4 players on the side with only 1 at B, and seemingly has worked out for Toxic. Massive damage dealt to the CT's. Corey low, Gamezilla low, only UT close close to health is Duty does get a 7 free frag. He's going to get himself a second as well. Blink goes down. Duty doing huge work here in this situation. The last remaining player, as soon as he's spotted, they know that they will be able to just sit and hold there. And that is exactly what's going to happen. It doesn't need to even as Duty grabs the kill. ClickTech, 15 rounds, 1 away from victory. And Toxic all of a sudden. Oh, staring down the barrel of an 88 gun. Nothing they can do right now.
Yeah, nothing they can do at all. Thanks to the bomb plant, they will have somewhat of a buy. So still a slight lifeline for them here, but feels like the life is being squeezed out of them by ClickTech.
Squeezed? I think it's just been stomped out of them. Toxic can't really do a whole lot of anything. They've gotten a number of bomb plants down by ClickTech, repeatedly able to just either win the retakes or even prevent them from getting the bomb down, starting things off. Corey aggressive, he should be getting a frag. He does indeed. Zava running across slowly. Nobody backing up there, so the trade is not a trade at all. Oh, Blink nearly makes a mess of that, but he does eventually get the kill there onto Gejimzilla to bring it back to 4 versus 4. Lots of damage being dealt to Toxic here through the middle area. Grenades and all the rest. Corey up close to the Eagle. He's going to land another one. He's actually not in. He's going to grab some shots though. Floor jumping in. Duplicate, the last remaining player, and not for long at all. 16-7.
Yeah, that is that on that particular map. Corey again reigning supreme for his team. Poison had an even better game, but his teammates just did not show up at all. So we'll be going to the third map. The classic decider Inferno is what awaits us. We'll be back after the break.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
And we are back and ready to go. This is the ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7, the lower bracket final, before we determine who goes to the actual grand final against Nexus, who've looked really powerful. It's between Toxic and ClickTech. This is the third map, IMAX Streams, and with me is Prophecy.
Yeah, both these teams at the moment have had their ups and downs, I think. Both teams have showcased some fairly weak T sides. ClickTech, though, has been more consistently good on their CT sides, to be fair. So at this stage, Toxic will be fighting back from a rather thumping loss on Mirage. Their ClickTech will be hoping to continue that momentum into the third game.
Yeah, they will absolutely be hoping to do that. And, well, as we thought we were about to get going, we have a match pause. Why do we have a match pause? Let's find out. Nope, no information on that. Meanwhile, okay, there we go. Unpause coming in. We got Navi versus Astralis, 2-1. Navi about to go 3-1, I think. Indeed, they do. So, off into the pistol round here. Toxic versus ClickTech. It is Inferno. Need to watch this game, Prof. I know that one's exciting, but we're going to have to watch this one and see what these two teams get up to. And ClickTech was certainly dominant on that previous map.
Yeah, very dominant. This is a flash for Banana. We force some Toxic off any aggressive position at the top of it. Okay, they're just going to walk up. Interesting.
Oh, it's not giving up any audio cues, and Toxic are being extremely passive there in B site as well. But it seems like ClickTech are aiming for A already, so they had quite a bit of control. There are 3 players waiting for them here. It's a very conventional setup out of Toxic, except that they didn't try to take any early aggression.
Yeah, very, very passive. Usually there's at least some chance to control Banana, and after controlling the pit right now, as he Poison goes down, getting over 1. Almost in a mirror image of what we saw from Navi. ClickTech takes control of the A side there. Smoke across, and Toxic can do nothing to get in.
Yeah, not a lot that they can do to combat this. And in the post-plant situation, in the 4v2, Duplicate and Sava, maybe they should just look to hang on to what they've got. They've got a little bit of value that they can use in the next round. But, of course, this is Toxic. They don't like to save very much, do they? And Duplicate gets erased. Sava's position is known now, and he's going to get buried in the ground in the library. There'll be a little memorial plaque out there saying it's the Sava Memorial Library.
Yeah. And ClickTech looking pretty solid on that T side. Toxic didn't really get a whole lot done. Very good utility usage there from ClickTech as well, just cutting off certain areas of the site and then taking 2 versus 1 duels.
I don't want to play a little bit of noughts and crosses there with what's on the ground. I'm assuming that's for hopscotch, is it?
No, I think that's for noughts and crosses, or X's and O's, or tic-tac-toe, depending on what area of the world you come from.
Indeed. So at this point, ClickTech with the first round, but we are on a pause, and Poison is crying, as we can see by the sticker that he just put on the ground. And as an Astralis fan, I want to cry. 4-1 at the moment to Navi on Inferno. What's going on, Prof?
Navi's winning a lot of force buys, to be fair.
So we wait to get going with this. Don't know what the actual issue is, but I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. We don't have any information on why the pause is, so we do apologize for that. No idea, waiting to find out why. And once we find out why, you'll be the first to know after us.
Yeah, that would make them second to know, though.
Yeah, I guess so. That's why are you pointing out all this difficult stuff there? And it is a buy round there in Astralis versus Navi as well. 4-on-4 at the moment. Majiskin is put position that he loves so very dearly. Maybe he can do some work here, but this is quite a nice take from Navi. We're commentating on the wrong game. Free with a double kill. Glaive rounds it out. That was some nice stuff there.
Yeah, very, very good looking from Astralis on their first gun round. Either way, we need to get going with our gun rounds here.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? We're watching ESL 1 Cologne while we're waiting to get going back again with SEC. Some people joking in our admin chat that it's a World Cup pause. Just checking the score, seeing what's going on there.
Yeah, and of course, England, well, they're continuing on their journey to get further and further into Russia, only to be sent home at the last and most crushing moment.
So you're pretty sure they're going home?
Sometime soon. They're certainly not coming home with anything, despite what every single British person has mentioned about 500 times in the last 3 days.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That does seem wholly unlikely, does it not?
I honestly feel like more people want England to lose the World Cup, like more because of like the English people than it has to do with the team. Like they don't actually dislike the team. It's just like the way the Brits go on about their team sometimes gets a bit tough.
I guess they're patriotic. They don't roll on the ground as much as Neymar, though.
Oh no, they've been doing a pretty good job at that today.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Just keep getting it wrong. What is the issue here? Hopefully we can get back going with this game, because we were all ready to go, and it's kind of the situation of getting ready to go out and then staying in.
Yeah, they say it sort of takes two to tango, and only one of us is ready to go at this point.
Yep. Okay. Well, I don't know if we should maybe put on some music or something, because we don't have any information about how long this is going to go on. So I think we'll do that, and maybe doing that we could bait them into starting.
Looking for you, I'm always looking for you. I brushed it off, pushed it aside, but I couldn't help. I was looking for you, yeah, I was looking for you. I have my hands surrounded, I have the silence in the roar, just a figure in the dark.
And we're back and we're ready to go. Finally, the lag issue sorted out. Whatever and whoever was affecting probably should close those streams of the World Cup on, right?
Definitely. It's either that or ESL 1 Cologne that they're watching there.
I like Counter-Strike. For me, it's Cologne.
Yeah, it's mostly because you don't have players just like flopping on the ground all the time. And, well, we say that, but Floor's just fallen over.
He's
Almost
flopping about.
Yeah, almost like a bullet hit him.
Something like that. So Toxic on... Well, it's not even really a proper force buy, but enough of a force buy that it's dangerous for sure, and it definitely stung there. Players are low, however, so for ClickTech, they're still in a decent position. They've got a fair bit of control towards A, but the rotation's been really fast.
That it has. I mean, Toxic doesn't really have the best defense positions.
Oh.
The players are not really to help each other. Duty gets one, but the trades continue to fly through thick and fast at this point. No real HP on Toxic, and they will get hunted down. Poison, the last remaining player. And he's only got a CZ, so unlikely that he can do much.
No, ClickTech turning it around quite nicely. It almost looked like the Toxic defense was in a good position there to potentially stop them, but not really crossfire set. The players were there, but they were kind of segregated from each other.
Yeah, sort of still in transition to try and take positions. As you can see, Poison does eventually go down there. So ClickTech grab themselves that second, and they should be grabbing themselves a third here unless Toxic can make some magic happen with USPs and a single P250. Poison doesn't look like he's got enough to buy an AWP, but
He does. He's going to be just fine, so that's okay. What's also just fine, Astralis versus Navi 4-all. That's close. That looks like a good game. Also an Inferno.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, I think there might be a case for making Inferno just the default last map of any best of series. Either way, at this point, ClickTech will be looking to make their own magic happen. They certainly are on course at this point for a spot in the final. One Flatru absolutely murks Corey there.
Yeah, really did, but there we go. Poison with a kill, which is going to help his quest for just a little bit more economic strength to get that AWP and all the bits that he might need. Ooh, One Flatru making a horrible mirror of that. He gets one kill, but that's all he's going to get there. There might be an AK recovered. Maybe Sava will look to hang on to it in the 3v1. The bomb is on the other side completely, so for Sava, don't know that he should necessarily move around too much.
The question is, does he actually know where the bomb plant has happened?
You should be able to hear it. You'd be able to hear a tick from there, so he's got to know that it's towards B, but I wouldn't go towards the danger. This is like running to the front lines.
That's why I said it. Like, did it seem like he planted the bomb, or like he knew where the bomb plant was? Because he moved very quickly towards the archer's side. It's just like likelihood of going, winning that is minimal at best.
Maybe he needs some new headphones. You never know. Maybe he's a player that could benefit from a Sennheiser sponsorship.
Could very well be. I mean, there are a set of headphones on the ESL store, are they not?
Yes. One of the official partners of ESL and Gamezilla. Oh, that 7.62 round partnering with the Skull of Raftu there. That can't have felt good. That's not helping Toxic out at all, but Poison gets a little bit audacious, runs into the fire and gets himself a kill for his trouble. So that is going to help his team get back into it. And that's what you've got to do. When you lose an early kill, you've got to do something to change the balance of power immediately.
Yeah, because on average, you'll lose the rounds that you're, down a player on. So
particularly CT side.
Yeah. Poison has looked good. And neither of these sides has been that happy to go to a T-sided AWP, so Still trying to get the players out on the balcony. He's just going to push Duplicate off the angles. Blink is now going to get some damage dealt. Duplicate does now go down. Do they suspect the third player on the site? No, they don't. Sava will grab that and leaves it all onto Duty. He looked good previously. He's going to get the first kill there. He's going to need a lot more though, as Poison actually does have the angle as soon as the smoke fades. He's now holding. He does in fact spot him. He just whiffs the shot. What the hell is that Duty? That is a round handed to him on a silver plate.
Yeah, that was a big mistake there from Poison. You knew exactly where he was as well, so should have been able to deal with him quite smartly, but instead he fluffs the shot and then gets returned on with the headshot. So that's a rather unfortunate one. Meanwhile, score update on the other side, 5-all. So quite the battle going on between Astralis and Navi and ESL 1 Cologne. This is also ESL. This is ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. And a lot of damage done courtesy of those nades.
Yeah, massive damage dealt to ClickTech here, but they still do have a huge advantage. Those 5-7s could do something, but Raftu gets the first. He actually gets the second as well. Can he do anything more? Doesn't seem like it, as Gamezilla, lays him low. Still, it's given enough time for Toxic to rotate players in. They haven't pushed aggressively off of A yet, so no knowledge of the fact that ClickTech actually has all the eggs in the banana basket. And right now, Juan Flatru keeps pushing. He's realizing that not a lot has been spotted on the A side, and they could get flanked.
They could indeed get flanked. So, see what happens here. The HP favoring the CTs a fair bit, but that being said, They don't really have the weaponry to work with, but it doesn't matter. Maybe a USP is capable of taking down these low players, and indeed it is. There's the first for Blink. He could almost find another before he's traded out there by one Flattery. Poison coming in on the flank. Sava just needs to stay alive while he waits for his teammate to come in.
Doesn't need to panic, doesn't need to overplay his hand. Smoke is still down. And Sava, can you make anything happen right now? There's
Well, Corey in a very difficult situation. He was put in an absolutely heroic performance on both of the previous maps, but he's not going to be able to be the hero in this situation. Down he goes. That is that in this particular round. And there's the first on the board for Toxic, so good job from them. And we're just looking up at ESL 1 Cologne again. We're going quiet because we just wanting to see what's going on there every time. So 4-1, yeah, Toxic back in it. They've got the AWP as well, and Floor is stuck on that CZ, so the buy from ClickCheck under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, a lot more pressure than you'd expect after the 4 rounds. They've looked pretty good on most of their wins. Toxic, though, somehow winning a round. They didn't have much of a right to win. And,
oh, the lineup there, Poison. He could get more, in fact. He's done some big damage there aside from the kill.
Yeah, huge damage there. And interestingly, he's not the one with the AWP, so maybe just a spawn-based thing as Blink is the one wielding the big green at this point. But ClickTech, their early foray into Banana has cost them big time. Duplicate now, next man up, and he's not going to work out. He does actually go down. He gets 2. Poison the one going down there. What the hell happened there?
Duplicate got really lucky when the second player peeked into him. Duty dutifully delivering a trade on Raf2. Very quick trade there, but the numbers still favoring Toxic. And we switch away as Blink lands the kill on Duty. So he was the one man who could potentially be dangerous in this round. Unfortunately, GameZilla doesn't have the HP to really have much impact. And there's a second for Toxic, so that should actually now leave ClickTech on a save.
It definitely should. And right now, ClickTech, well, they're certainly not economically minded, as Duty is going to buy up an AK and armor. No utility to back him up. A couple of pistols at best, and a couple of players. No 200. He's going to make it work. He makes the first one work, but Sava punishes him. And Blink now, does he have the angle? As Sava starts taking damage, Blink's actually gone down here. ClickTech has more than an average chance to win this round all of a sudden.
What?
Sava, though, what the hell is that spray control? Certainly does work out pretty well for them. It's ClickTech. Not the players that you'd want live, they don't have armor, but hey, you'll take what you can get right now. 2 versus 2. GameZilla and one Flattery.
Got an AWP as well, does one Flattery, and that's where potentially with not having armor it might help you out. Duplicate's gonna get up close here, and him and GameZilla might actually walk into each other, and he spots him somehow as the smoke's clearing. That's a really nice kill. That's all on one Flattery. He needs to land the shot and he's going to miss it. That should be him pretty much done for now, considering he doesn't have armor. You have to land some insane no-scope. And instead, he's just going to get styled on there by Duplicate, and he would have been landed on by a Poison anyway. So it doesn't matter too much. That's the round to Toxic, and they're within 1.
That they are. ClickTech, though, will be encouraged by the amount of damage they dealt in that essential save round there. So we'll be able to get up the AWP on Corey. It's the first time we've seen him with it on the T side here. ClickTech will need to get an opening frag. I want to see the spawns actually. Poison looks like he's actually got the top banana spawn. He's going to miss the jump though, unfortunately. So that's ruined his spawn. He probably will not be peeking behind that anymore. And ClickTech, well, only one player. Corey cooking himself quite a bit there. Down to 38 HP. Still trying to get aggressive here, as he does dodge the grenade.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Na'Vi now in the lead 7-5, and they're probably going to win this round, so it's going to be a half win for them on the T side, which is quite the interesting turnaround. I don't think we would have expected that on Inferno particularly. Meanwhile, on this version of Inferno in ESL Southeast Europe Championship, Toxic lost the first 4 rounds on the trot to ClickTech, but now in a position to potentially equalize things if they win this round.
Yeah. And ClickTech still have quite a bit to say about that, as Toxic have been funneled back into their bomb sites. Not a whole lot of aggression coming out of any of the players. Blink the only one in what you'd call an extended position at all. ClickTech now do make play towards the Archer's side. There's not a whole lot of protection there for the moment from Toxic. And I think he's going to have to make something huge happen. He's only going to get one though. Can he get something? He's going to get the first. He's going to get a second with some crazy spray control. That has though cost them a bit of control on Banana there, as unfortunately Poison goes down without landing a single kill. ClickTech still unfavored, but 2 versus 2, both have AWPs, and this is probably the best weapon they could have in this situation.
Especially with the HP deficit they're facing. But the clothesline coming in from Sava. He drops Corey rather smartly, and one Flattery knows where he is. You can see his arm. That's a bit of a gifted kill there. Sava not really aware of how much of his body was showing, but surely not going to live much longer, and that will be Refty taking him down for the defuse. So there we go, equalizing it up for all here between Toxic and ClickTech. This is the third map. This is the decider, and both of these teams surely want to make it to that final. They want to play for the grand prize of, the prize pool's a fairly decent year. It's actually a 5,000 euro prize pool for ESL ACC Season 7. And, of course, the guys waiting for them are Nexus, who've been looking good all season.
Yeah, certainly have. After a couple of early starters from Nexus, I think it would be Imperious would actually be a pretty good one. There's Blink trying to take an AWP shot. Zilla just sort of staring.
Staring longingly. Meanwhile, Poison, the actually more, I guess, the regular AWP as opposed to the secondary AWP, gets a less exciting shot to round things out. So they've got an AWP on either side of the map, and that does make it a little difficult for ClickTech to get closer. Going to need to use their utility to force those AWPers back.
Yeah, ClickTech though, actually ahead of the smokes, and this could catch Toxic out. I'm not certain they're aware of how close ClickTech actually is, and Sava gets caught. 3 players actually on the site.
Oh, the spray down. Duplicate, he got all 3 of them through the smoke. Knows the angle. Has wall hacks. No, he doesn't. But he knows the angle there really well, and that will be the round. Some great work out of Duplicate there, and he's really come alive in this final.
Yeah, he's got the wireframes.
Got the wireframes. Clara?
Gotta be.
Meanwhile, Astralis Navi 8-5 to Navi, and it's a 1v1 in the post plant. Magisk versus Zeus. Money's on Magisk, okay?
I don't know so much. Navi seems to be winning every friggin' clutch at the moment. Could go their way.
Watching 2 games at once, it's very entertaining.
It is very entertaining. It's also very challenging to actually comment on one of them while we're supposed to be watching it.
What a shot from Simple. No, that's the wrong game.
Yeah.
Got to go back to this one.
Toxic. Well favored on this round as ClickTech are the dead and the dying for the most part.
Jeez, they've eaten nades. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and none of them tasted good. Some medicine isn't good for you. And through the spray down through the smoke, Duplicate trying to duplicate his previous efforts gets one. The site is in their control. They might be able to get the plant, but they've got nothing to hold off CT here. So Duplicate wanted to get more aggressive. He certainly could have gotten more for his troubles. Still doing some good work here before he gets taken down by GameZilla, and it is a 3-on-3, but geez, these players for ClickTech, they're on life support.
Well, I mean, not even life support. They are on crutches at the moment, as you can see. It's fairly clean up.
What?
Toxic. As I say that, Corey makes things a little bit more tricky. He is super low. They just got to swap onto the player with the kit and a player with better weaponry to deal with the rushing pistols.
Yep, so Toxic now 6 rounds on the shot after those first 4 from ClickTech. It's certainly changed around. And well, on the other side, it's 9-5. Zeus did win the clutch. What is going on, Prof?
Navi's playing well for once.
They're one good game here?
I mean, Zeus has finally decided to be an okay player rather than a bot.
Certainly helpful. There goes the smoke. So Poison going to use it to live in a little bit. He's going to do his very best Bane impression from the Dark Knight.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's no Batman to deal with him right now.
Oh, the timing! Poison gets both of them. That is just filthy.
Yeah, just... there's no words. That's got to be brutal for ClickTech. Like, do everything right, and he wrecks 2 of you just because he knows the timings anyway. So.
Timing shot. Of course, right after this, about 10 minutes after this finishes, we'll be going straight to the grand final. So look out for that blink there. The shot to the chest. Still favoring Toxic very highly here. And the bomb in a bit of trouble, and the bomb is dropped. In fact, I don't know why Duty decided to go for that peek. It seems a little ill-advised. Floor might pick up this kill, but surely against this amount of players, he's not going to be able to do much more, and in fact, won't even pick up that kill. Poison there with a huge round, the quad kill, including the collateral kill to start things off. So he's feeling really good, and it's back to that sort of form we saw on map 1.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen him in that form. He did look pretty good on the map too, to be fair, but the rest of the team wasn't there to help him out. Here we've got Duplicate and Sava chiming in, so Toxic looking a lot more stable than they were on Mirage, where it really was just the Poison show.
So the question you got to ask, of course, is can either of these teams challenge Nexus? Do you think so?
In this kind of form, it's difficult to see how they could beat Nexus. It really is difficult. Like, Nexus is just so quick, and they're just playing so well together. It's very, very difficult to see that work.
Oh, we nearly got that second shot. Did Blink, but Raptor is on hand to get the double kill, so that's some nice work from him. 2v2 situation now. Will be the bomb being planted, and it's a change in speed here from ClickTech. That's caught Toxic off a little bit.
It definitely has caught Toxic off big time here at this stage.
Oh, Duplicate, you needed to bank that one, mate. Yeah. And that's probably what's lost in the round, unless Poison does something crazy. And he might just do something crazy, switches out weapons as well. He's trying to find something that isn't an AWP, and, well, that's going to work out perfectly for him. Poison all on his own. That was ridiculous. Double kill to round it out. We'll get the defuse as well. And now 8-4. It's the Poison show, isn't it?
It really is the Poison show. I mean, he's only got 13 kills, but all of them have been spectacular. Most of them have won rounds. That is just crazy play there from the AWPer of Toxic. And a stand-in as well. He only joined, I think it was, what, a week, maybe 2 ago. The Toxic really have found themselves a diamond in the rough here with Poison in the SEC. As Big Tech will be wondering what the hell they need to do at this point to win a round against Poison.
Yeah, things have not gone all their way at all. And Off Duty, he's going to need to do exactly that to find something. And he's had some really good rounds so far in this lower bracket final, but still not been enough.
No, it really hasn't. And unfortunately, Corey has largely disappeared at this point.
Oh.
He has done most of his work on the side. Raptor struggles to make it work, but eventually is not going to make it work, as he'll get 1 kill. Blink, though, still holding that off. He's got some friends rotating in soon. They're both going down banana, though, as Blink is forced off. So, at the moment, Big Tech controls the A site. The bomb is nowhere near, and if the timings work out here for Duplicate, that would be an absolute travesty for Big Tech. And that is the bomb.
Oh, my word. That could be it. And there's Blink going in as well for the kill. One Flattery is low. And meanwhile, on the other side, it's Navi winning the pistol rounds. They've won both pistols on Inferno.
And a 10-5 T-half, so...
And that might just be it, eh?
Might very well be it. Astralis will need quite a crazy comeback, as will ClickTech if they hope to pull this round through. And Duplicate, perfect timing, lines it up, knocks them down.
Yeah, triple kill for him in the round as well. So he's certainly done what was required, and particularly that first kill of his catching the player on the angle to deny the bomb. That was some pretty big stuff.
Yeah, that was huge.
That's a very emphatic half win here. And ClickTech in a little bit of trouble. If they can get 6 here, they'd feel okay, but anything less than that, and I think they may struggle to do anything against Toxic.
Yeah, and if they're struggling before that just happened, then Corey going down has made their life a lot trickier here. Toxic is making something happen. Duplicate, though, gets the first kill. Does he get the second? I don't think they'll be aware. They'll probably figure that he's back. Oh, sneaky as all hell. He's going to cost him his life, but Blink has had more than enough time to rotate in. ClickTech in a 1 versus 2. It's only Juan Flattery. He doesn't actually know that Raptor.
Whoa, he fluffed that. That was nearly terrible. Nearly terrible, but he gets it in the end.
Yeah, perfect flank, and then just almost ruins it.
Yep, I know about that. That's what happens every time I get behind the enemy.
Fair enough.
So this is an interesting complexion to this game, because if you looked at that first map, it was 16-14 to Toxic, very close on Toxic's map pick, and then we went over to Mirage, and it wasn't very close at all.
No, it wasn't. ClickTech just dominated it, but it really does seem as though Toxic has done their homework here on Inferno. Victor clearly has had their dog eat it because T-side does not look after the snuff.
Well, the question is, what did Toxic have on the T side? Because they surely did not have a T side on Train either.
No, they really didn't. So, yeah.
Or on Mirage.
No.
So do they even have a T side is the question. We don't know yet.
We really don't. Asian Zilla, though, maybe he's trying to get us back for our words. And
What?
okay.
How did
Trades come through. Either way, blink. So next lady up for a shave. Can he make it happen?
Oh! Blink shaves Floor instead. Floor needed his umbrella there.
That he did. And unfortunately, Corey, the last remaining player, he's got himself Blink, who is at close range, and Duplicate. No way he expects Duplicate to come out from that angle. Corey, does he even suspect the AWPer noise is made? He's going to grab himself Blink. He'll be able to get himself on the side, but can't see him.
Oh, you just blew that Duplicate, mate. That was an easy kill, and he blew it. The flash does work, however, so that's going to give him an opportunity to get out here, and he thinks it's a fake plant. Now the audio cue coming in, and Corey will absolutely destroy him. Duplicate just left that round on the table there for his team.
Yeah, that was a critical error at the exact wrong moment, and either way, Toxic will still be happy with their recovery from a rather shaky start to 10-5 on the CT side. They do now swap over to the T side. Must be said, their T side has looked marginally better than the T side of...
Oh, got some kind of tech issue here, so hopefully the guys can sort that out for us. Meanwhile, if you'd like to win yourself something nice, you can see how you can do it. Type ! giveaway in chat, or we'll go to that URL and you'll find out how to enter. Meanwhile, it is pistol round. Gamezilla doing his very best there, but it might not have been enough. Poison and Sava jumping in with kills as well. 3-on-3 situation now. And they've got a fair bit of control towards there. They don't necessarily know that they do, though, so looking to slow things down a little bit here. And Sava and Co.
Pretty good positioning for Toxic. I don't think...
Oof! Does a beautiful backflip there, does one Fletcher. I'll give him a 9.5 for that. Great form.
Yeah, he's going to have to impress a couple more judges, though, before he's able to take home any medals today. As Toxic get themselves the bomb down. It is a 2 versus 3, and that is some good timing on the peaks there. Double peek the player, you can't do anything about that. Corey, he's got a lot of work to do, and they don't actually have any method of controlling this bomb.
Oh, he baited him completely, and Corey, he's probably the strongest player here for ClickTech. You don't necessarily want to be fighting him straight up, and they fight him straight up, and they lose. That was... yeah, I wanted a better figure of speech there, but it's not going to matter overall. That's Toxic throwing that one away into the hands of Corey, and when you give this guy aim duels, he's going to win them all day.
Yeah, he's... I mean, that's just... I'm just disappointed. Like, what the hell? Why plant the bomb there and then move to the positions that you did?
And peek one at a time. Why, oh why, oh why? Meanwhile, it does seem like Astralis do have a T side at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do have to wonder what Navi's T side's looking like when... what Navi's map is looking like when Zeus is top bragging. So
doesn't make a whole load of sense, does it?
No. But I suppose once in a blue moon you can give the captain and Navi a good game. I suppose on balance of probability he has to be like a decent player every now and then, right?
Yeah. Although it tends not to be likely, does it?
No, it really isn't.
They're very slow, yeah. Toxic don't really have much to work with, and they're probably just going to get mowed down. They got the bomb plant, so they'll go for the AKs in the next round. So yeah, it's just a throwaway. It's just a question of let's maybe get a bomb plant. I don't know what Duplicate was doing running out there on his own, so there's no real possibility of trading. Although Poison, he has looked so good, and wow, that's some fantastic work from Poison. He gets a triple kill, in fact, with that Deagle, and he is absolutely destroying them here. And oh, he goes back for a bit more, and he gets another one. Poison on his own, no armor, nothing to work with aside from a Deagle, and he has blown this apart.
That he absolutely has. Floor is now the last remaining player, and he's got to be wondering what the hell just happened to his team. He's actually just going to decide he wants no part of it, grabs himself an M4 and hightails it to safety. There's nothing he can do. Toxic, though, we've mentioned Poison has looked like a fantastic player, and with that kind of round, you can't deny it. He has been a monster in this series so far for Toxic.
He really has. He saved their asses on more than one occasion. And I guess Floor is just having that a little bit of an excerpt from Radiohead's Creep playing in his head. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I'm getting out of here. So, time to get out of Dodge. And he does manage to hang on to the gun, but, well, you can't dodge a bus when somebody throws a bus at you, and that's what Poison just did.
You really, really can't. And at the moment, unfortunately, Toxic are going to return the favor to ClickTech. They don't have any money now. Toxic, well, they've already got a lead, and this is only going to expand it unless ClickTech has some more magic in their pockets.
So some work being done here through the smoke. Floor gets himself 2, in fact, so that's going to help out, considering they only had that M4 to work with and some upgraded pistols. Is a force buy, though, from ClickTech, so fully invested here, and Toxic do need to do something to overturn matters.
Yeah, they desperately need to get something going here, because at the moment, ClickTech is really, really struggling to take the fights that they want to. Toxic could get caught out here. Just as I said, get the fights that they want to. Corey gets a perfect fight. They're able to catch Salva in the back. Does he suspect another player hiding in the underpass? No, he does not, but it's not going to matter. The player is not able to kill him. And at this point, Raftu, dancing backwards and forwards, is caught out by Floor. And all of a sudden, that's that. ClickTech, well, it seems to be the game of one-upmanship as ClickTech grabs around, Toxic grabs around, and ClickTech takes the third. No team is able to decide who wants to win this map as yet.
Doesn't seem like it. So 11-7 at this particular juncture, and well, it's been a rather back and forth. We do have the pause coming in as well, so I'm assuming it's going to be a tack pause.
Tack or tech? We don't really know at this point.
Trying to find out from the admins at this stage what is actually going on, yeah?
Oh, that would be lovely if we knew what the hell was going on. Seems like tonight has been plagued with tech and tact issues.
So anyway, let us see what is going on here. Not too much, unfortunately, as we wait. Meanwhile, let's have a look at what's going on between Astralis and Navi. It's going to be 10 for Astralis, so within 1. Seems to... Is Inferno T-sided? What is this?
It certainly seems like it tonight. But we'll have to see if that will continue. Toxic, of course, having their money broken. Poison's now finally got out that orb. And he's been pretty deadly with it. This is not really the most powerful T-side orb map, though. So he's really going to have to go above and beyond the Call of Duty to make that weapon work in his hands.
You said Call of Duty.
No, I said above and beyond the Call of Duty.
Well, off we go here, and well, both teams are ready to hit hard on this. This is the third map, of course, so we are trying to decide who's going to go into this final.
Yeah, where the monster that is Nexus awaits. So ClickTech trying something that neither team has actually tried a lot of. Boost comes out now. And you're going to be trying a bit of a bait and switch. GameZilla will be hanging in that area, so maybe Toxic doesn't suspect the second player up on that boost.
Does not. The buy from Toxic is not the greatest at all. Definitely not very good. And, well, Poison probably going to have to do some of the heavy lifting here with that orb. But they're all grouped up there towards the top of Banana, and no real map control anywhere else. ClickTech aren't seemingly rotating anybody over, though, because they're playing pretty passive themselves.
That they are, and I mean, passive seems to be working. Duty gets the first player. He is going to get a second as well, with the help of GameZilla, who's actually gone down in the site now. Toxic do slap, they have control of the site, but do they have... Oh, they don't have the luck. That's what I was going to say. Right now, ClickTech 3 versus 2. They don't really have the greatest positioning here. And Poison, he's certainly got the flicks. That's working out big time for him. Duty is going to be pushing in here, but damage is dealt as Raftu gets floor. He's going to be able to reposition now. Flatru, the last remaining player here, has the HP advantage in terms of what he needs to do. He's got a grenade as well. He's not aware of the changed positioning here, and Raftu gets the kill. That bomb plant actually buggering him around, not quite realizing where it had been placed.
Yeah, it's a little bit off where you'd usually put it, so that worked out not too badly there for Toxic. After all, it did look pretty bad, but I gotta say, that kill from Poison towards the player on Coffins, that may have been what did it. From that point on, they were a little bit worried about where to go, and Poison overall, again, we gotta say, has had a very good series. Corey probably the player of the series overall, however, but he's not really doing anything here.
No, he's gone very, very quiet here on the third map, and at the worst possible time for his team as well. Dropping 36 frags in the first map, he was absolutely untouchable in a losing effort. And second map, maybe not quite as crazy, but certainly one of the front runners. And here he's just largely disappeared, which is really not looking good for his team right now.
Well, again, very slow, very passive, and I'm trying to see the score over there, but with Navi versus Astralis, but they're having a pause at the moment. Stop showing highlights. Show me the score, guys.
10-12. 10-12 to
Wow, okay.
the Pre just almost won a 1v3 and then lost.
And Papazonic there to pat him on the back and say, well done, son.
Yeah, well, somebody needs to do that for ClickTech right now because it's looking a bit rough for them. Smoke is starting to clear, and this is taking an awful amount of time. Duplicate could get caught out here. Gamezilla gets to work with the hand cannon, but not able to land the frag, and that means the Toxic is fairly encouraged to come back here. Gamezilla tries once again, but Poison has his number, dials it as well. Duke maybe gets more than one, but doesn't. Does a lot of damage though, and that could help his team on the retake here. Although they do have two CZs and an AWP. I can't really see that working out too well, and that's definitely not going to work out well at all. All of a sudden, only the AWP left, and Law, well, he's had an okay game thus far, but not really the kind of AWPing that you'd expect to be winning crazy rounds.
Yeah, and he's also not the primary AWPer as well. That's usually Corey, so Corey not finding anything on this map is really hurting them. It just shows you without that hard carry, they've struggled.
They really, really have. This stage, Toxic seemingly in complete favor. Floor has been discovered. He's going to miss the first shot. He's going to miss the second as well. Gets himself into the site, but his time is swiftly coming to an end. Raftu's ends first though, and Law, can he stay alive long enough?
I think he can.
Looks like it.
Well, that was close. Meanwhile, another 1vx situation for Astralis. Device in a 1v4. So looks like it's going to be 13 for Navi on the other side. So that will be one closer to Navi potentially closing that out in ESL 1 Cologne. Meanwhile, we're still here in ESL Southeast Europe Championship. And in this particular championship, Toxic are looking like they're getting ever closer to making it to that final against Nexus. That kill from Floor, that's going to help them out. But on the angle here, surely Blink has got to have this. And Poison also jumping in with the kill on the AWP Floor. So that'll be the round. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Just about. ClickTech are going to try and open that post as soon as they can, and that's the best way to start it there. Yeah, Gamezilla making something happen. Toxic has a couple of players on half HP, and that could come back to bite them if they're not aware of the positioning here. Poison spots the one CZ pushing up, and they've got the one kill, but there's a lot of noise being made here, and that'll actually be the end of it for Corey. Can't really afford to hang around, and Toxic helps him onto the bus back home.
Gee, Poison's feeling it though, even going for a little bit of the combat or pulls out the CZ eventually. Gets the kill on Corey, and I don't think on map 1 you would have tried that against Corey.
No, definitely not. He wouldn't have even given you the chance to attempt it, so yeah, a little bit of a damn squib here on the second map as ClickTech.
Just third map.
Third map, sorry. Yes,
Decided it's Inferno, of course it's the third map.
Of course, it has to be. It's always Inferno third map. But ClickTech, I think, will be a little bit disappointed with how things have been going thus far.
Did he just
duplicate?
Oh yeah, no, he didn't.
That shaved his the hairs on his backside there. That shot
did indeed. Oh, Corey doing some nice damage then. It's gonna help them out. Sava's dropped down to 19 HP. Still plenty of time to go in the round, particularly. So Toxic still have a lot of opportunity, and that's going to open up more possibilities for them. In fact, that'll open up a world of possibility as 2 players go down here. Toxic now in a prime position, and Gamezilla, he's all on his own. He's gonna watch them walk past, and actually that's the bomb and the AWP. He shouldn't be able to get out of the situation though, and does not. It's down to floor. This is map and match point almost certainly.
Yeah, ClickTech unfortunately now just forcing themselves to try and chase the game, and it really is costing them here. Law, can he get there in time? Doesn't look to be the case. They're going to go with the ultra safe plant given the context of the game right now. And Law, well, he's continuously trying to take a fight here. Raft, who's happy to give it to him. Law's not going to win it. So Toxic 15-7 match and map point and a finals point, I would guess.
It's about that place in the final, and it's looking very likely and very close indeed at hand.
Yeah, awfully close now. Toxic can almost touch ClickTech. Well, they had one hand on it after the fantastic performance on Mirage, but that has been prized from their hands right now as Toxic looking very, very much in favor of winning this coffin. That's just going to nail yet another coffin. Sorry,
Put another nail in the coffin's lid.
hammer yet another nail into the
Talking about hammers, there's a nade that does some good damage. Corey out of the equation. That is a 5-on-3 at the moment. ClickTech backs against the wall here, and that's when you're going to be looking for the best performances from these players. But are they going to be around for much longer to give those performances? I don't think so. One Flattery, the last man left alive, and he is planted in the ground, and that is the win there. 16-7 on map 3. And Toxic, after a pretty dismal performance on map 2 in a very close first map, managed to look really good on Inferno to take us to that grand final and take themselves to that grand final. So give us a good 10 minutes or so, and we'll be back with the grand final of ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. It'll be Nexus versus Toxic.
Yeah, super unexpected. But either way, catch us then, guys, and we'll see if Nexus continue their form. Can Toxic rise from the ashes to beat the all-conquering Romanians?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, it looks like the match is just about started without us. This is the grand final of the ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. It's Toxic versus Nexus. Toxic have just played a really long 3-map series, and they are starting off on the map that they last played on. Nexus start with the 1-map advantage as well, so they're in a pretty good position. They only need to win one, yeah.
Yeah, that's certainly a fabulous situation. You wouldn't think that best of 3 for a final, but clearly best of 5. Holding this late would have been a tall order to get through. So Nexus does some damage to Poison. He was clearly the best Toxic player. So, does seem to fit the naming scheme as well as Duplicate's going to try to fight his way through here, but Nexus is getting very, very far up. Duplicate does get one. They've already somehow snuck Cementa into the CT spawn area, and all of a sudden, Nexus looking pretty solid.
Yeah, they are looking very solid. They look great throughout the season as well. So odds on, they should be the guys you're putting your money on if you're going to put your money on anything. They had their issues, of course, in the regular season, but in general, they looked far too strong for the rest of the competition.
To be fair, I think they lost, their first 2 games?
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, is this really a team that could challenge? And then they just sort of turned on the afterburners and everybody else cooked alive in the back half of the season. So, I mean, Nexus has been on an absolute tear and generally tend to be trolling teams by the end of their game. So looking really, really fabulous.
Indeed they have. So let's see how things shake out here so long. And there we go. Nexus with a fantastic start. So we do thank you guys for joining us and appreciate you guys being here for the grand final. And we have a pause. Why do we have a pause, Prof? What's going on?
Because Nexus has decided to grace us with their presence for a little bit longer than just a single game.
Oh, okay. Pauses. Don't like pauses. Let's hope we get back to regular action. I'm assuming some kind of connectivity issue. Let's hope that they are able to sort that out and get us going. Well, we're still waiting here, folks, so I don't know what the issue is. We don't have any information as to why there is a pause, so we do apologize. Maybe we'll play a little bit of music in the meantime.
Said a lie would understate my case. I hold my tongue, I know I'd say something I regret. Don't blame me, just strike the match and walk away. Let me in it, I've seen better days. Don't lay down, take it on yourself, and tell me that you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it. Don't lay down, take it on yourself, and tell me that you want it, you want it, you said you want it.
And we are back. It is live, and for whatever reason it's live. We don't know why it wasn't, but we hope that it happens and that these two teams give each other hell.
Yeah, Nexus certainly has started off on the correct foot then if they want to give Toxic help. This is Inferno as well, which tends to be rather warm from what I've heard.
Indeed. It's set in a warm place. And it has a warm place in the hearts of all CSGO fans as the Decider map. Here we've got it as the first map. In the last series it was the Decider, and Toxic managed to make it. Poison, well, he's styling on fools at the moment. And there's Duplicate with the trade as well. Meanwhile, the bomb actually there at the bottom of mid. So they breached up at the top while their two teammates went down. And had they had the bomb, they would have actually been in a pretty good position, I'd say.
Yeah, they could have definitely gotten into the site. Toxic, though, this delay might cause them to rethink the... Looks like a gamble stack on the A side at this point. 2 players still stuck on the A side. The other two, one of them is in a fast rotating position. The other one is all alone at the B side. So Nexus making the more dangerous side their target.
Indeed, Sava and I are going to be under a little bit of pressure here from the small pit side. Raftu is burning actually before he gets taken down. Sava and I deciding to strike, but he gets rounded out on really nicely. Zello with that AK though. He has been an absolute threat throughout the championship. We got to look out for him in this grand final.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that others should inspect his PC at times because that's how nuts his shots look. And he really has been an absolute force of nature for Nexus in this competition.
Yeah, look out for him on the AWP particularly. He is quite the fancy rifler when it comes to the rifle with the scope on. And Duplicate, there's nothing you can do here. He's gonna just stick it out there on that B bomb site and wait for things to happen. Can you survive with 80 HP?
Yes, I think you can. I think he'll go down to 10.
Yeah.
Or is it 5?
We'll find out. Wow, that's even... Oh, because it was planted further in the site. Oh, we did not look properly, did we?
Yeah, clearly our... What is it? Game sense is terrible.
I don't know, I just might need new glasses. Meanwhile, Toxic are still on 0. They did just play a really long best of 3 series to make it to this grand final. So they could be a little bit tired. Nexus are coming in fresh, which does mean that potentially for them they might be a bit undercooked, but I don't think so. Nexus have been so good this season after losing their first 2 games. They've pretty much lost nothing.
I mean, they haven't even lost halves, it feels like at times, with the amount of rounds they've been picking up. So at this stage, Nexus, well placed and almost certainly guaranteed to grab a 3rd round, but Toxic will be hoping they can get some more money on Duplicate. Alright, now just hang out. Duplicate does have a bit of assistance there at the B side. He's obviously got that Mac 10, which will give him the bonus money. And that really will be... Okay, Link, no more head. Zello just pops it with some ease there.
You don't need a head, it is surplus to requirements. Oh, he could get a kill here. Actually, Zello going down and a dink coming in there on Cemente as well, which would mean is undoing. They know that there are players here, but they're still choosing to force the issue, and this could be really dangerous. Oh, another dink coming in, but Jaxie there to round things up. Poison is low, however, and all he can hope for here is maybe another kill, and he'll get that other kill, in fact. Jeez, he is so good with the deagle.
That is pretty filthy, I'm not going to lie. That was one hell of a shot there with that deagle, just nailing the player through the box.
Ouch.
Yeah, made it pretty expensive at the end of the day for Toxic. Sorry, for Nexus, they only get 2 players alive at the end of it.
Yes, indeed. So the first full buy here for Toxic, they've got that AWP. They've got all the utility. And why is he standing in the fire? Poison, that was maybe a little overzealous there. He's dropped down to 19 HP. And him being the most dangerous player for this Toxic side, that is not going to help first up being so low.
Yeah, especially with the AWP as well. I mean, not only is he the most dangerous, he's certainly the most valuable for Toxic to keep alive. He's looked by far the best player tonight, and Nexus will know that keeping him quiet is a very likely path to victory here against the Bulgarian side.
Yeah, the thing again to note here is that Nexus do start with a 1-map lead in this best of 3 series because they came through the upper bracket. So Toxic having to fight their way a little bit through it. Jaxie, getting out here. Utility will delay him a little bit, but not enough that it's going to cause any appreciable pain to the Nexus team. There's still plenty of time, and Utility is now wasting for Toxic.
That it is. Jaxi and SXE are within headshot range of those M4s, and that is something that should not be discounted. It does look like they're going to be making a play towards the B site, in fact, as they'll be pushing straight through the Archers area. Does Toxic know that? Not certain that they do. They'll suspect as soon as the noise isn't heard at A site that it is in fact a wrap, and you can see Duplicate already in position. He's going to get the first one. He's going to move in to try and help out his AWP, but Poison gets second there. They might have given up positioning, and unfortunately,
the low HP.
Yeah, that damage earlier comes back to bite him in the backside. There is Zello. Sorry, it's Jaxi actually taking the fight here at the top of Banana. He realizes that it's probably not the best idea to try and fight two people. Gets a little bit of assistance with that nade. Eventually does go down, but BTN is on hand. Trade it out. Zello versus Raftu, massively in favor of the T.
Oh, and he makes a meal of it. Nearly gets punished for it as well, but he does have that AK, slightly stronger weapon. He's got the HP to deal with as well. And surely this should be Zello's, and it is, but that got way closer than it needed to be.
Yeah, especially given the circumstances. What is it? I think 4 versus 3 there for Nexus, and ends up in a 1 versus 1. Toxic will be ruining mischances. Nexus themselves will be a little bit disappointed with how things worked out at the end there.
Oh, we'll try to fix it, Mr. Sonic. Let us know if it is any better. So here we go, pistol buy for Toxic, and well, I don't think it's really going to work out so well for them. Do you?
I don't see this one working out. They don't even have armor. Usually that is what's picked up to complement the Deagles here. Rafty gets the first kill, almost gets the second, but it's not going to go through. And Duplicate turns the corner into a pack of wolves who duly consume him alive.
Indeed. So I'll have to see if Blink can do anything, but I think he'll do nothing but die. Nothing for him to do here.
Yeah, Blink and you miss it. Zello certainly didn't. So, alright, Nexus, 5 rounds in a row. Toxic now, well, they'll be back on the full buy, and Blink again with the AWP. Why?
Give that AWP to Poison. Surely that's the player that should have that, right?
Maybe Blink has the better spawn? Nope, not challenging mid. And if you were, it'd be far too late now. That's very confusing. Why is that happening?
Strange stuff going on, but there is Blink. We just mentioned his name, and he got the first kill with the trade coming in from Zello. He doesn't have an AWP yet, but he is such a competent rifler for a full-time AWPer. And there's BTN jumping in with the kill as well. Poison and Raftu, meanwhile, have cleared this A site rather effectively, and these two Ts are now separated.
Yeah, Nexus needs to make something happen soon. BTN's done pretty good work, but he's only got one player to get through on the B side. Of course, that is a very difficult site to crack, especially alone.
Oh,
and
cracked.
Yeah, Cemente, he's got himself an opening on the A side, so Toxic now will be at 6s and 7s. Even though there's only 2 of them, they won't really be aware of what the hell to do in this situation, because do they gamble stack on a site? I think that might be a better idea, placing just one player. Certainly Blink can do some huge damage with the AWP. I don't really know. I think it might be better to try and take a chance on the A site.
Yeah, it might actually be. So at this particular juncture, they're going to double up here and make sure that they've got some trade potential. With 30 seconds to go, they're in a pretty good position to trade off each other, unless Blink hits some of his shots, and he's going to miss it. So that's pretty much the bomb site seeded here.
That would have been a crazy flick to hit, though, if we're honest.
Whew, that nade landed in his teeth, too.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think it's probably best to just try and save. Like, how the hell are you going to get into the site? The bomb's gone down. You know that they have proper control. Unless you had a real utility and probably a kit, I think this is almost impossible to win.
Could be a little difficult. And oh, how did he not spot him there? BTN should have been spotted and shotted, but it's not going to happen at all. I don't think Blink is going to get away here, and he will go down. Cemente takes him out, and not for ice cream.
No, definitely not for ice cream. That's for some aftermarket activities, I think would be the best way of saying it.
Had him fitted for a coffin.
Something like that.
there are coffins on this map, of course, so and a graveyard, all sorts of references to death. And will that be the death of Toxic's hopes in this map, and the birth of the possibility of Nexus winning this championship? They only need to win one map here, of course. Toxic have to win too.
Yeah, and it's going to be a difficult one at the best of times, and with Nexus in the form that they are in right now, it might very well be impossible as Duplicate goes down to start the round out. Cemente adds another to the headshot pile. It does go down in the end though, but still well favoring the Romanian side as they keep pushing in Toxic at this point. They've stacked the right site, but Nexus might still have more than enough power to deal with them.
Oh, and there's Sava coming in, doing some good work with the CZ Poisoners also. And that brings us into a 2v2 scenario. And they've got armor to work with as well, do Toxic, so this could still go their way, but it's going to require quite a big performance from Sava, and it's not going to happen. I tried to build that up, but I failed.
Yeah, I mean, no big performance, certainly no big performance against FaZe tonight, so we'll see what's going on. Unfortunately, Raftu not able to contribute to the kills.
Falls on his Jaxi, thanks to Jaxi. Well, 7-0, that is clean, and this is looking crisp and possibly not that long as far as things go for a grand final, unless Toxic can do something.
This is the problem with Nexus, is that after those two early losses, they just sort of, like, I mean, you use the term woken up, but it does sort of feel like you've woken up Cthulhu, because it just keeps going and feasting on everything, and it just never ever stops. And no team has even been able to really find out a way to slow Nexus down at this point. They have been damn near perfect and certainly incredibly belligerent in all their games.
Oh, the double nade stack there, VTN and SXE, well, with a sexy nade.
Oh, well, unfortunately, positioning just seems to be off place there for the Orpa as he goes down. Duplicate, he's got another massive pile of work to do. Can he get through it? That is the question. Nexus at this stage still not really making anything happen. Jaxi looks to be the next person to take a fight, and he's looked pretty good. He gets the flash. Help him out there. Doesn't spot anything though, and that could be a bit of a false narrative. There's nobody actually there that he could see, but there are players in the area. Ooh, Blink, does his timing work out? Certainly got the AWP up. They're going to flash him off the corner before making that play though. And he's going to have to time it correctly. He does indeed. Zello, the first man down. He's going to grab himself the second as well. Cemente bites the dirt, and unfortunately, in the meanwhile, it was a double take.
SXE doing some great work there on B-site, and the misdirection completely catching them off. Sava does decide to run through the smoke, and he almost pays for it with his life. Now, actually, he spotted the planter. This could do some big damage. And what? Did the nade get caught up there or something?
CSGO nades probably got caught up in some tiny little texture. That means it does absolutely no damage. Either way, Nexus will be trying to avoid any damage. All of them are at about the 50 HP mark, and Toxic certainly have a massive chance here. BTN holding extremely close to the smoke here. He could be the final player to go down. He does in fact get Raf to Blink now. He's the lone gunman.
Whoa! That's the quad kill. Is he aware of SXE's position though? And I don't think he's got time. He's got to get out of here anyway. But he could still get the ace nonetheless. And not able to. Trying to escape there. And SXE will die for his efforts. But nonetheless, he gets the triple kill. He blew the bomb site apart. And they blew it up with the bomb too.
And Toxic blew up their bank. They got absolutely nothing to take home to Mama. They're basically poor. Would be the operative word.
Poor indeed. Well, this could be a very short final so far. Not quite what I was expecting, but she almost more expected to see ClickTech in the final just based on that second map in the lower bracket final. But grand final time it is, and well, so far it's not feeling that grand if you're Toxic.
No, I mean, reminiscent of another grand final that I watched recently.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. Can't name any names, but he made it to the final and got duly escorted home in short order.
Ouch.
So right now, Nexus pushing aggressively. SXE does still have very, very low HP, but he is on a Mach 10, so it wouldn't be a great pickup for any of the Toxic players. ETN and friends, though, they're cruising for a bruising, and it looks like Toxic are their victims as Nexus only have one player hang around on the A side. He's not actually placing any pressure, so Toxic stack here.
Could
At this
work.
point, it'll seem reasonable because they haven't heard anything on the A side, so why would they go towards anything else?
Oh, Poison, how has he not spotted this head? And he does get it in the end. Plucks himself an apple there, but he's going to get plucked in response. Zello on the angle, they're dealing with him quite well. And while the rotation will come in, it's still 3v3 somehow. Sava doing some work, but he does eventually go down, and he does have some control over the bomb. So still a dicey situation here versus these pistols. It should still be Nexus's unless something goes stupidly wrong, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that stupidly wrong would also be stupidly right for
Whoa.
Blink.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the question right now is, what are we having for dinner? Because it looks like we're going to have dinner soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nexus at this point certainly are helping us out here with the dinner plans. They're escalating the schedule at a fair rate of knots.
Yes, they are. They do seem to be pretty intent on ending things. And at this rate, doesn't feel like Toxic have done anything that's been encouraging and said maybe that they might find around, yeah.
Well, the triple AWP could disagree with your solution there,
Well,
Extremes.
I guess we shall see.
Are we going to see the
I
Raf
don't know. Oh, through the... Oh, come on, Raftu, you needed to get that kill, mate. That's one of the regular rifles, automatic rifles, out of it, and now it's just down to those 3 bolt action scoped weapons and the single M4 in the hands of Duplicate. So that's going to make things difficult if they lose this bomb site. Retakes are so problematic with AWPs.
Yeah, they massively are problematic. And also, just the speed at which Nexus is moving is going to cause a lot of problems for the AWPers as well. Multiple players are not an easy set of targets for the bolt action.
Indeed. That one looks like a chalkboard's written all over it, but on Nexus writing their names in the history books here as the potential champions. So far it's looking like it, and with 9 on the T side, Toxic desperately need 6 on the trot here to stay in the game.
Yeah, that would be the minimum to keep themselves in the game at this point with the mood that Nexus looks to be in. Schoolyard bullies indeed, as Toxic seem to be the weak nerdy kid at this point.
Weak nerdy kid with 3 AWPs.
Well, I mean, some bullies have glass chins, who knows?
Oh, there's a nice opening there for Sava. He's going to be looking for a little bit more, but Duplicate, the man waiting to be baited in here. And there's a very nice flash, but he probably needed more, and he does get more. In fact, gets the double kill. Sava with a kill as well, and there's no time left. That is going to be the first round for Toxic. So finally, something going right for them.
Yeah, fantastic spray there out of Duplicate, grabbing themselves those 2 kills, but Sava setting it up as well with 2 of his own. Toxic finally, as you said, grab their single solitary round. Nexus though, can't imagine. I mean, you can fight off a bully one day, but is he going to come back and steal your lunch money tomorrow as well? I think so.
Yeah, that is entirely possible. Well, let's see what Nexus have got, because Toxic have shown that they've got something, but so far it's not been enough. They need to find more.
Well, flash comes through. That'll allow BTN to get up close. And at this stage, Zello.
Oh. Raftu just escapes on a sliver of life, and on the angle there, Sava with a beautiful peek on SXE.
Does take a bit of damage for that aggression though, but will get himself to safety at the end of it.
Five alive for Toxic, and that's going to be a better feeling than they had in the previous round. They won the previous round and they were 1 man down.
Yeah. Raftu though, not made the same mistake, although he has taken similar levels of punishment.
Poor little fella. He's definitely not been as impressive to me in the playoffs as he was throughout the regular season. Throughout the regular season, I'd say he's one of the top 3 players in the championship.
He certainly did look like that, but maybe pressure to perform in the day.
Yeah, maybe. Everybody flashed here for Nexus, and thanks to that, those flames and the smoke there, Orford not seeing any of them. Now Nexus have decided, nope, we don't want any part of that particular bomb site. It doesn't smell right to us. There's something fishy about this. We're going to go to the other one. And well, I'm not so sure that was a great idea. Poison with a very nice double kill there to open things up. And they're running out of time here and running out of bodies. Jaxie, the last body that's probably about to hit the floor here.
And there he is. Poison is going to grab himself an easy 4K at the end of it. Nexus looking rather bereft of ideas towards the end of that round. And Toxic pick up another one. 2 on the trot. That gives them a little bit of a buffer on the money, although it is still looking a bit shaky. For Nexus, though, they still have absolutely... No, not still. They just have absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that is quite the problem here. So, between... looking at those last couple of rounds, it just seems to me like Nexus's entire approach is brute force, and if brute force fails, there isn't a plan B.
That brute force works out quite often. I mean,
It does.
you'd be hard pressed to argue that the Hulk isn't effective.
That is true. Very, very, very true. He just doesn't have a big vocabulary, does he?
No, he doesn't, but I'll take a small vocabulary for the amount of destruction he can cause. And it's only certain versions of the Hulk, to be fair.
No, not the Eric Banner version.
Well, that would just be... I can't remember what version they call that Hulk. It's like... There's like very specific Hulks. Like, I think it's called Green Hulk that like can't really speak very well, but then you get like...
Oh, are we going to see a peek here? Very nice flash coming in, but nobody's flashed. Still gets 2 kills nonetheless, does Blink, of course, against players that have maybe a little bereft of weapons. And there's the trade coming in, and that's all that'll happen there for SXE and Nexus. So 9-3, Toxic possibly on the way towards 6. That's what they need.
Yeah, they definitely do need it. They've grabbed 3 in a row. They just need another 3 in a row. Nexus, though, will be doing their utmost to stop that, and that man Zello seems to be the person you'd be best placed to bet on.
Yeah, if you're going to believe in anyone, believe in Zello. The man is a beast. Meanwhile, some aggression coming out here, and he was so flashed there for a Cementer. He was just motorboating against the door.
Yeah. Toxic able to get another early frag here. Sorry. Yes, Toxic able to get another early frag here. Nexus, once again, just slow on the uptake as Poison grabs another kill. That'll be on Jaxi in a 3 versus 5 here for Nexus. This is in a rather disappointing end of the half, which started in rather fabulous fashion for Nexus.
It really did. They do seem to be throwing a few rounds away, and Poison, that is quite the peak. Gets an easy follow-up as well, and you got to bank that he's going to hit the 3rd, and he does. Poison, he is such a good player, and he's showing why, but earlier on in this this particular map, we weren't seeing much good out of Toxic at all.
No, we haven't, and ever since they picked up the double AWP, actually the triple AWP to start it off, and then they've decided maybe 3 of those cannons is a little bit too much. They've defaulted back to the double. So, I mean, since then, Toxic has looked rather unbeatable. Nexus has been able to get things done, haven't been able to get the kills they need, and B side has been pretty much a fortress. A side has always been a fortress, so Nexus have no easy sites to actually crack open.
Yeah, it has looked like that, and we've lost the player, unfortunately, so goodbye to one of the Nexus players. We're just waiting for him to reconnect. Should we take a quick break? Maybe let you guys get yourself something to drink while we wait for the player to reconnect? We'll do that. Let's hope we see the wicked side of these toxic players because they certainly need to get some rounds on the board here. 9-4 at this particular juncture. And they've gotten 4 in the trot, so that's been good, Prof? But is it going to be good enough?
Well, should be 5 on the trot, and that could very well be enough, given how Nexus seems to have fallen apart a little bit here towards the end of this half. I mean, certainly, they're not out of it yet. They could still get the last 2 rounds and make it really, really close and really, really dominant, actually. And at this point, Toxic still with a lot of work to do.
Indeed, a lot of work to do, but they are facing a force buy here that is not the strongest, so it shouldn't work, but this is Nexus, of course, and they are really good on these forces. Oh, there's a traffic jam going on. Do they know that Raftu's there? One would think, and there's the reply coming in. SXE with a kill as well. And everything falling apart after a horrible traffic jam. Then another player getting executed by SXE, and he's just destroying them. This should not have worked. That was a horrible comedy of errors in apps there, but it does.
Yeah, I don't even understand what the hell happened there. Somehow they block each other, they're in the smoke, then they jump out. Somehow, then, what is it? I think Raftu just can't land the kill on the player. Second player comes out, shoots him in the face. They pick up an AWP, 2 kills, and Toxic in 1 versus 5. Duplicate can't really do a whole lot of anything here.
Yep, he's just got to hang on to his gun, really. There's not much else to do, and I don't think the gun is necessarily needed considering the money they've got, but going into the last round, an AK that can kill somebody with 1 shot is probably preferable to an M4.
Yes, definitely preferable. And they have more than enough money to buy, so there's nothing they need to really get going. It's the last round as well, so maybe you drop the AK over to Blink, but you can buy him an AWP as well. No, M4. So that's interesting. He was the primary AWPer. He's now the tertiary AWPer.
Okay. Very strange indeed. 10-4 here, last round of the half. Nexus with the 1 map lead here, so this could be a very short grand final. But it could also be going to another map should Toxic be able to find this round and start to build an innings in the second half on the T side.
Yeah, it's going to have to be one monster of an innings, because right now Nexus has posted quite a good score for Toxic to chase down.
Taking their sweet time, not deciding to be too aggressive either team, and you can see why Toxic are afraid of losing the round. Nexus aren't afraid, they just want it.
Yeah. Sometimes being afraid to lose a round is more dangerous than anything else, and that's got to be the worry here, as Toxic at this point still taking chances. Nexus keen to bust open those sites though, and Sava, he's got to make absolutely certain hits the first shot though. If he doesn't, he's almost certainly dead.
Yeah, this defense being forced back now, 35 seconds left. Time is certainly running out here for Nexus, and they've decided to go back towards that A site as well. And all the rotation, they are banking on this being B, and this has been sold. I don't even know that there's been that much utility going out to sell this. It wasn't a fake at all. I don't know why they called that.
Gamble. It's got to be a gamble. There's no other reason that Toxic would have made that decision. They got to still make it work though. They're going to find the first kill is Nexus, and that is the perfect timing, as Toxic, they're in a 4 versus 4. They have to make this work. There are no more opportunities on the half, and they have very little utility to get it done. Nexus though still don't have perfect positioning, could still go down, but with that is pretty much done. Toxic now going to need to get an absolutely inhuman performance out of Poison to get this round a win.
Yeah, I wanted to say before those players went down, 2 players with an AWP on a retake, that's just not going to work usually. And SXE, he has been styling on fools in this particular half, and not to denigrate the efforts of anybody on Toxic, that's just a figure of speech, but I figure he looks pretty good.
So does Nexus. 11-4 on the T side of Inferno. They clearly are rather upset. They had to wake up late on a Saturday afternoon to...
what day is it? Oh, it's Saturday, is it?
Something like that. It's just all a mix these days. Either way, it's not a mix for Zello. It's just a lot of kills. 15 for 7. Poison doing whatever he can to keep his team in at 17 for 10. As we get the quick giveaway. Last time we'll be able to do it. So this is just type ! giveaway in chat, guys. You can win yourselves a €100 voucher.
Yeah, for the ESL store, and I think the HUD's been fixed now. That's why we've moved out there. Panorama so problematic. Cemente, that's problematic for him taking a headshot there. This is a fast sight hit coming in from Toxic. And Zello, he has been the hero for this team throughout the season, and he's just executing people. Look at that Zello. Look at him go with the first bullet accuracy there. And now they smell blood in the water. Nexus want to end this, and they want to end this quick. And that is the 12-4. The pistol round goes the way of Nexus, and there isn't much game left now.
No, not anything at all, as Toxic will be furious with that round. They start off things perfectly. A lot of damage dealt to the two players. And just, I don't know, didn't get into sight in time. Nexus able to make the rotations happen, and all of a sudden Toxic just ruined on the entries as Nexus picks up basically all the frags except for one.
Force buy here out of Toxic, but they don't really have much recourse or choice here. They've got to go for it.
Yeah, going for it is the only option they have left to them. Nexus, well, they got quite a few rounds to play with here, and Toxic, they'll be quite upset. Nexus has given them no toys to play with. It's like the big brother taking your toys and just rubbing them in your face.
Oh, Rafter hoping to rub a deagle shot in somebody's face there, but it's not going to happen. Cemente comes, bursts around the corner, and takes the two most dangerous players of Toxic down. There is a reply from Duplicate, Ivan. Are they going to be trying for the rep here? Not fully committed to it, in fact. So one player going into CT, and we should see some kind of engagement going down there. And actually, well, Sava wins that.
It's an interesting set of circumstances there. Zello dropping the smoke will give away the fact that he is still present here, and that might convince Toxic to run through the smoke.
Why would you do that with the bomb? Okay, the execution comes in from Zello. That was kind of anticlimactic, really.
But why though?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that call. That was not the right thing to do in a 3-on-3.
Like, all he had to do was wait for his teammates to get into position, clear out the whole of banana, and then push up. Why push up through the smoke before your teammate's in position to help you out? It gives away the bomb. It tells Nexus that it's definitely coming B, and it's extra time that you have to recover the bomb, even if you do kill the player there.
Just does not make any sense. We've lost the player again, so tech pause coming in. I guess musical interlude then, huh?
It seems to motivate the players.
Yeah, it makes them come back. Let's hope they come back.
League is playing FaZe on Dust 2.
Yeah, big. We're back. ESL SEC Season 7 Grand Final. Toxic versus Nexus. Nexus firmly in control.
Full control, my friend. As Toxic. Oh, they're going for the brave, very, very brave, full eco on the 18th round here at 13-4. So Nexus wins this. They're in touching distance of the Season 7 championship trophy and €5,000 in their pockets. Or was it $5,000? Not 100%.
It's euro, but it's actually 2,500 for first place as a 5,000 prize pool.
So either way, cool. Mad bank to take home. I wouldn't mind €2,500 in my bank account.
Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take that any day of the week.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too shabby. As Duplicate does get a little bit of damage there onto BTN. He's going to fall back for the moment and just spot players. SXE, though, jumps in, backs himself up to almost 3. Can he get the 4th? He does indeed. And at the end of the day, simple kills for Nexus there. It's 14-4. Toxic looking rather... well, rather downtrodden, I think would be the one.
Yeah.
Violence
ouch.
inherent in the system.
Oof, ouch. All of those things. It is not feeling good, unfortunately, if you're Toxic.
Oh, and SXE does catch a nade. That'll be the perfect way to start out here for Toxic, because they'll be hoping to win all of the rounds, all of the things as well. And Nexus at this stage, underpowered weaponry, but they'll take it into this round knowing that they have oodles of rounds to be giving away.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't encourage them to pull out the knives, eh?
They have been pretty good at that, let's be fair.
Well,
What is it, 3 knives in one map that we saw?
Yeah, well, they do have the knives out for Toxic, though. They do want to take this away. And, well, with the way things are standing right now, would you bet against Zillow? I'm not so sure you would.
I would not. 21-7 thus far, according to the scoreboard.
Ooh, they are lining up here, daring him to peek.
He's playing very, very passively, and he knows that he's the only player on the site, so he won't take too many chances, I don't think.
Waiting for them, but they do have very limited utility. Only a single flash.
Oh, that nade.
Oh, that does some big damage. Ouch.
Yeah, firecracker in your hand type damage there is Toxic. Won't be too happy with that kind of thing. And I mean, Nexus won't know it, but that was huge in slowing things down. Flash does not come through, but damage is being dealt.
Oh, Zello gets 2, in fact. Could he get more? No, poison. I thought he was fully flashed there, but he got the kill.
Might have just been coming out of the flash as he hits an outrageous shot to give his team a chance. BTN very, very interested in trying to take control of the backstage area. Can he do it, though, as SXE and the rest of the team do move into position? This has been one thing that has looked fantastic from Nexus here, is that they have consistently played very, very well in these sort of situations. Oh, fiendish molly. It's going to force one player out, and they'll just make the use of that. So they'll push Raftu. Does SXE get nailed by the AWP? It might very well be the case. They're actually going to kill Raftu, and that'll be poison going down as well. 15-4. Nexus. They can taste it right now. They're licking that trophy.
Who knows what the trophy tastes like, but they can taste it. And we are on match point here, guys. This is match point and championship point, in fact. So if you're Nexus, you're in the position here to potentially win Season 7 of ESL Southeast Europe Championship. This is so close, and for Toxic, well, they came all the way to the final, but it feels like they might be falling here at the final hurdle.
Yeah, that hurdle is a rather significant one as well. Zello starting things off as usual with a kill there. Nexus 5-4 up. And just keeps stacking on top of what Toxic needs to do to win this round. You know, it wasn't just Mount Everest. Now it's Mount Everest with a broken leg. The next thing is Mount Everest with no oxygen.
Well, I don't know if maybe it's no shoes at the moment. They don't have any utility. You've got a single smoke, not a flash, nothing to get them in a bomb site.
Yeah. Pretty tough one as it is. And BTN knows the timing. Molly will go down as the smoke fades, which means the Toxic cannot make the play, which they were almost certainly setting up for. But Toxic is literally going to have to do this dry. There's nothing they can do, and that's not...
Goes for the peak.
Works out for the
Nice
moment.
trade.
Yeah. Nexus, though, traded back to the same stat line as before. 4-3 now. They do still have 2 players on the B bomb site.
Oh,
and now
duplicate.
yeah, that was a lovely shot from Duplicate, actually.
Just spun around and erased him. SXE has had a very good game overall, though, and him lurking over here. Got to be a bit worried for Toxic. They're still in an advantageous position. They just don't have any utility to hold any of these players at bay. And
Zello running up in Molly.
2 mollies, in fact, going in. But there's a kill for Blink. SXE goes down, and I thought he might be a factor here. Now a 2-on-3 retake, and the molly gets the first kill. Cemente gets that with the molly, and then gets the spray down, but not being able to get everything there. Poison gets everything. He gets the double kill and keeps it alive for his team.
Yeah, unfortunately, the amount of damage dealt in that round to their economy is significant. They won't actually be able to get out full buy here. As you can see, a couple of the players are going to be forcing up to AKs with some utility. One player, though, that'll be Sava. He's only on the CZ. Poison does have that AWP, and he's been great with that. But Nexus, still money to burn in this round at the very least. Interesting that Cemente has been given a... Okay, Zello. We were just trying to talk up Toxic's chances, and Zello's like,
Nope.
no.
It's over.
No,
He's
this is my cab. Get out.
well, I guess nowadays it's my Uber. And through the edge of the smoke there, as it's clearing, you must have seen him. And Zello has just decided, I'm done with you guys. This is all over. This is my championship. And he would be odds on one of the MVPs of the championship overall, one has to say.
I mean, if he isn't the MVP, he'd have to be at the very least second from top, because he's been... I'm not joking when I say he's been a beast. BTN goes down out to Duplicate to give themselves the smallest chances. 2 versus 4 here. Still, these are the 2 players that you'd be hoping can pull out a rather extraordinary amount of magic right now. Sava does only have the CZ. Might be able to retrieve BTN's weapon there. The aggression, though, from Nexus Banana. I'm actually interested to see that they still keep 2 players there. That could be a similar problem to what they experienced in the last round, as Jaxi timing is just going to do him. But is it, guys, in fact, work out for he gets the second, gets the win. That's it.
That's it, guys. That is the championship win there for Nexus. They do take the ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. It is theirs. The trophy goes back home with them. And gotta say, Zello MVP of the whole damn thing.
Yeah, just far too easy for Nexus at the end of the day. Just never seemingly troubled. Despite their inauspicious start to the season, they kicked into high gear and never let off.
Yeah, deserved winners, I've got to say. And congratulations to Nexus. They are the champions.
Yeah, they are indeed the champions. Stop playing the Queen song, because they certainly do deserve that.
I'd want to sing it, but I'm so good at singing that we'd literally get a copyright strike, because it'll sound exactly like Freddie Mercury.
Highly doubt that. We'll probably get a call from the Obscenity Council complaining about the screeching.
Yeah, we won't do that to you guys. But we do thank you guys for joining us. We thank you for sticking with us throughout the season. And we are looking forward to Season 8. That's coming up. And we're also looking forward to that second semi-final of ESL 1 Cologne. It is Big versus FaZe, the other ESL competition going on. The little one in comparison to this one. No, talking nonsense, of course. We will be going over to watch that. And we hope that you guys catch that too. And we hope to catch you again in future on with more ESL Southeast Europe Championship. Any final words, bro?
Not really. Thanks very much for following us if you guys did. Thanks very much for watching at any point in the season if you guys did. It's been a blast. Hopefully ESL brings us back for Season 8. Certainly would be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun indeed. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful evening.
As I wake up every morning, I wish the day would end, because a day without you in my life, I don't know how to mend. And I was like, oh, 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 oh. You were like, no, oh.
ESL Southeast European Championship.
We gotta be honest though. I mean, at this point, it is a chance for Sinners to get.
How has he been able to just shift through like that? He's not giving up.
Oh!
He will maybe another ace on the.
Oh, man.
4 kills, 1 player left.
Oh.
And then he wins the ace.
And here comes the Bane with the double kill. And here comes the follow-up. And Jack is wanting to follow up there. And we see the triple kill come out and taking down Poppy. And they are continuing to push this one. You are going to want to get out of there. You don't want to doubt that one. But there comes the quadra. Are we going to see the Penta?